Take a look. It's February 28th, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl or thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky. Still a mouthful, always worth mentioning. It's time to get in the weeds. A fabulous Friday for everyone in a snowy, uncomfortable Toronto for those who are not from here. If you live here or if you live where Jeremy lives, it's pretty normal. Jeremy Lambert is here as he always is. How you doing, Mr. Man?
Well, Mr. Man, what? What is
what I call my child someday.
What was that?
Yep. Sorry, I'm just in another world. That's all I got.
Are you okay? Have you been hitting the mana early?
No, our boss hasn't contacted me yet. I don't know if he's alive in the city of Toronto, but allegedly he is. He ain't telling me much. Too busy hobnobbing with Alex, Queen of the Ring, and Ella J and Conman from Twitch. Can't call me. Too busy.
That's how it goes, Joe.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi. I'm here today, too.
Adrian Hernandez from Unlikely is here. We, what can we say? When the pals come into town, you got to give them space.
Messages were exchanged. Souls may be taken this weekend. So what other place in the world am I going to be other than Toronto, Canada, in the humble abode of Mr. Pearl with a view worth doing strange things for, to ensure that you could get this view monthly via rent, because this is spectacular. Jean-Ross Sapp, the way you've got your team humbly just comfortable, I like this. Very, very surprised. Well done, Mr. Pearl. Thank you for letting me not only on the show, but your house. Feel very cozy right now. And hi, Jeremy.
Hello. I was going to say you didn't shift the camera to where we could like hide Adrian and then pop him on. You just had him. He was already in the background, so where you could see him.
The thing about being obese is that you do take up a lot of space. I feel like if I was a couple pounds less, I'd be more tucked into this corner. But I am tucked into the corner. But the gravitational pull is also having me centered where Joel is, which is why you can kind of see me. So we're not full Royal Rumble surprise. We'll save the surprises for Saturday.
Or tonight.
Oh, on SmackDown?
Probably not. Let's face it.
Jade Cargill maybe shows up on SmackDown.
You guys going to SmackDown?
I don't know if I'm going to any shows at this point.
Okay.
I'm considering it. The thing about, no disrespect to the arena, but the older arenas do, like, number one, they're bigger arenas. If you notice the newer arenas that have been built, like the Clippers into a dome, like they're smaller venues. So smaller venues, even if you're at the press box at the top, you're not with Sting. This arena is an older one, which means that you're like above all the seats. You got to like climb a mini ladder to get into the press box area. And I'm afraid of heights. So we'll see if I'll be at SmackDown, but I think I will be.
3 hours SmackDown sounds like hell.
Are they going to put you in the press box there again?
Oh, it is 3 hours. Yeah, they're doing press box again.
They are doing. Oh, that's. Sorry.
Although I am after the show, I am going to the arena. You can call me a Mark, call me whatever you want. I'm heading down to the arena to buy my official Toronto Raptors Jey Uso shirt because the thing looks.
I respect it
with the old school Raptors logo. Like that's the best one they've done. It looks amazing, so I'm gonna go down there because it's like a release only tonight, and it's only at the arena. It's not at the Superstore. Blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna head down there to at least get my shirt for show.
Should probably go get one. I got to get one for Jay Chunk's son, for Josh Alexander's kid.
Oh.
I haven't put it out there. She put it out on socials that she wants someone to pick one up for her son, and I'm assuming someone else has done it, but I'll reach out and be like, I might go. Do you want me to pick it up? But yeah, it's a good shirt.
It's an amazing. It's the best one they've done because they've done some of they've tried to every arena. You know, obviously whatever local teams there that plays in the arena, so hockey and NBA teams. But this one, because it's the old school Raptors logo, it's phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Well done. I'm copping that.
As Joel knows, well, one, I respect that you're going to get this Toronto Raptors Jey Uso shirt. As Joel knows, when they were in Colorado, when they were in Denver at the Pepsi Center, or whatever the hell it's called now, Ball Arena. It's always the Pepsi Center to me. They had a Colorado Avalanche Jey Uso Yeet shirt, and it was only in arena. And I had to contact Raj Giri formerly from Wrestling Inc. And I was like, can you get me this? Because I need this Avalanche Jey Uso shirt. And Raj Giri was nice enough to get it for me and ship it to me. So I totally respect going to get a Raptors version of it. They do a good job with that, like local sports merchandise that makes you want to buy that shit.
I mean, I'll even take it a step further. And I know they've done it at WrestleManias. Specifically, the LA one was really cool just because they had, not only did they have the shirts, but then they had like the WrestleMania jersey, but they had it in Lakers colors. They had it in Dodgers colors. They had it the Rams colors. Like they had all of them. WrestleMania 39, not only did they have the titles and had the t-shirts, but they had the Ray masks in each colorway of whatever team you wanted to represent, which they didn't do for WrestleMania 40. But like, I was just like, yo, that's well done. And that's really cool. And it's just smart marketing to do it like that. And I know at SummerSlam, like they had the Cleveland Browns because they were in Cleveland with the SummerSlam logo and stuff like that. Some of it is tacky. Some of it's not. Like, for instance, the hockey jersey that they have for Elimination Chamber here in Toronto, I think it looks tacky. But they did the Toronto's Blue Jays, the navy blue one. I thought that looked fire. So sometimes it's hit or miss, but when they get it right, they get it right. And the Jey Uso shirt, they got it right. So.
It still burns me up to this day that they didn't do a Judgment Jays shirt. They didn't do a purple.
That would have been good.
Yeah, the Judgment Jays would have been perfect, but they decided not to. Hate that.
That would have been smart.
Yeah,
I've been saying.
Pitch your ideas to them, Joel.
They hear my ideas. They know what I'm doing, but they don't return my calls. That's why I'm not in the media pool for this event.
You're not the only one I've heard. A little funky.
Yeah, it's not the way it used to be. I thought that robot was just in here. We got a robot vacuum in this place.
That's the first thing I saw when I walked in. And he's being humble. Like, it's, if you've seen iRobot, if you've seen a lot of these movies, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Again, the view is spectacular, and then he has just robots walking around in this place. I was like, this is impressive.
Welcome to the future. Sometimes they serve you.
This is what they do in Toronto. This is nice.
It is nice. This is what you do. Speaking of service and doing things nice, leave a thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. What's wrong with you? Get the Pyro and Ballyhoo going. Let's go. There it is. Yes, the wonders of the Macintosh computer. Thank you, Jeremy. And also, you can subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked. We're on our way. We're going to get further and further away from 15 and closer to 60,000. We're going to catch up to this guy right here. I promise. Not anytime soon, but it'll happen.
Hey, baby, consistency.
Are you 60 or are you above that now?
Excuse me, sir.
You want
don't
to
ever disrespect me and play with my life like that.
Hey, I'm just checking.
Hold on. I'll give you an official count.
All right, let's see.
Here we go. 89,437 subscribers on youtube.com/Adrian CLE, or just search Unlikely with Adrian Hernandez. I was going to save this till the end, but I'll just do it now. Go subscribe, because next week a major interview is happening. A major interview. A bucket list interview is happening.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Looking forward to that. So I said 60 because I remember the end of the year you were high on 60. I'm glad that we're closer to 90. So we'll get there too. How about that?
Exactly. So subscribe right now.
That's right. Subscribe to Adrian's channel, subscribe to this channel. And of course, you can donate a super chat any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. Cyclops better than Wolverine kicking us off, saying, I'm seeing double here. 4 Adrians.
Hey.
I tried to move my camera and then it just gave the shelf that's over here. And I was like, nah, you don't need to see that much of my room.
That doesn't sound like a problem. 4 Adrians?
No, it's not a problem.
Crazy.
It's my favorite. We got a lot going on this weekend. We talked about SmackDown is happening tonight in Toronto. Elimination Chamber is Saturday nights at the Rogers Center, the Sky Dome, as it should be. They've got over 30,000 tickets out there, which is pretty nice. I think they're excited for that. They might have more walk-ups, so we'll see. And, of course, AEW Collision is going to be a fun one. It was originally supposed to be, when they announced it, it was going to be a taped episode with the episode that they did live on Wednesday, but then they added this one, I guess, in the last few months, because I was looking at all the rundowns from when they announced the deal with Max and everything. And in the first quarter, this Collision wasn't actually listed as a live event. So I guess they added it, and now it's going to be a bigger one. They have Kenny Omega coming. They've got the TNT title match going. So they're starting to load it up, which is pretty cool. So there'll be plenty of Collision talk to come out of Monday as well when we're back on main channel. Programming note, and I'll say it again later, we're going to start at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday on main channel. I told you this last week. This is me telling you officially.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me again on Sunday, because I'm gonna forget once again.
I've got a thing in the morning that my usual thing is going to be a little bit longer because it's the end of that thing, so I can finally go back to having a regular schedule again. So 10:30 on the main channel, as we do, talking about Elimination Chamber and, of course, Collision and everything else. But where should we start? What do we want to do? How was your flight?
Flight was good. It was a massive Boeing. It wasn't even the 7. What is it? The one that everyone talks about, 737. It was like a 787. All I know is that thing could like fit 1,000 people. Which was cool. I haven't been on the flight that like in that massive of a plane. There wasn't that many people. The plane was huge, hella turbulence. I was terrified just because of everything going on, specifically in this airport too, in Toronto. But no, it was all right. I couldn't go to sleep. It was an overnight flight, so I wanted it to sleep, but it didn't happen. I don't feel like this is very entertaining. What I'm saying right now, there's nothing super exciting. There was no one on the plane. No rendezvous. I didn't use the bathroom. I didn't even ask for water. I was really trying to sleep. I listened to Bad Bunny's album again. That was fantastic. What else did I listen to? Listen to Kendrick's album again. I've been listening to a lot of Kendrick because I'm in Toronto and he owns this city as well. So it was good times.
He is our sixth god. He is the man.
Are we gonna go to the what's it called?
New Hong Shing? No, sorry, New Hong King.
New
Hong Shing is shout out to Ottawa. That's a restaurant that I used to go to back in Ottawa. New Hong Shing. This is New Ho King. You want to go?
And New Ho King. If you don't know, I'll bring it up again. In Euphoria, it's the restaurant that Kendrick brought up where Drake once was robbed, early in his career. That has amazing chicken wings, and fried rice and everything. That last time I was here for Money in the Bank a few months ago was delicious, and we might have to go again. Anyway,
you like all you can eat sushi?
I don't do sushi.
Oh, we don't do sushi, right? I can't remember this anymore.
I'm allergic to shellfish, and I know there is some sushi that I can have. But I just try to stay away just to ensure that I can live just one more day on this great planet.
Sorry, it was when you stopped and just got comfy and just like, I'm gonna live forever. That was the pose that I got.
I'm gonna try.
Oh gosh, Jeremy, where should we start? I know you and SP3 talked quite in depth about AEW Dynamite. Thank you, by the way, for showing my my grifter content for you all. For those who missed it, this was the original thumbnail for AEW Dynamite post show, but no one wanted to run with it. I get it. Listen, it's fine, but Dynamite was good. We can get on Dynamite before we actually talk about Elimination Chamber, because if anybody knows how this works, by the 45-minute mark, you're usually talking about the thumbnail and the expectations of said thumbnail. Did you watch Dynamite, Adrian? What do you think of the overall Dynamite experience?
This past Wednesday, I did not watch Dynamite. I was getting ready to get on the plane, brother. I'm sorry.
Who does that? Because you hate AEW?
Oh, and whoa, the perfect segue. This is why you guys are the best. Yo, why can I not get Max in Canada? Because I was actually going to watch it last night, and they're like, Max is not available in Canada. What is Crave?
Crave is like our version of Max, and it's garbage.
But why can't
Crave was like 2D?
No. So without getting too deep into I guess this is in the weeds. Canada has basically two cable providers. We have Rogers and we have Bell, and both of them have their own extra streaming services. And the Canadian rights for AEW fall on TSN. And as a result, you get to watch AEW Dynamite on TSN, and you get to watch no streaming options for that unless you use the streaming app of your cable provider. In this case, for me, it's Bell. For others, it's Rogers. For others, it's something else. Doesn't matter. And then you can watch Collision on the USA Network, which has been rebranded as such from, Discovery something. So
before USA Network was... like here, whatever USA Network was Discovery.
It was Discovery, and then they just rebranded to USA.
Why wouldn't they just keep Discovery? Because this isn't USA. That's confusing. If I lived in Canada.
Yeah, well, most things are confusing. That's why I watch it on Triller and I use a VPN.
No, see, that's smart, but that gets too in the weeds. I just wanted to use Max so that I could, especially because is it March 1st? No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm the rumors of the update, so that they, it has this currently what's going on in 2019, the first year, but tomorrow is supposedly when they're dumping the rest of AEW's history. So I was like very excited though. I needed to watch Dynamite. I wanted to catch up on everything. I wanted to see Grand Slam again, and I couldn't. And I was very disappointed at that. Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay, I did see that clip. And yes, anytime they fight in the stands, it's just a different feeling for me in AEW when they do that type of stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So that was pretty cool. And shout out to Willow for doing the chair shot. That was super dope. What a sweetheart. That was amazing. Well done.
She was very happy to do that. Very happy.
Yeah, to do that with a smile, come on. Like violence, happy violence, may need to seek therapy if we really get in the weeds of that situation. But it was well done.
It was. I had a good. It was the smile on her face was like you're crazy, and I love it. I know people felt a certain way about it. It was nice. I thought the Death Riders Cope story is a little more focused, which I can appreciate. Do I expect a title change at Revolution? No. Do I expect to be continually entertained? The idea of refocusing Cope as like I'm going to take out every member of this group until it's just one-on-one. I like it. It seems to throw, someone's going to join the group. That's kind of where myself and others are leading. And if someone else joins the Death Riders, I wouldn't be upset about it. But I feel like if someone else joins, someone's got to leave. Someone's got to get kicked out. I don't know if someone else would.
I told you who's going to join. I called this yesterday.
Speedball Mike Bailey.
No. Jack Perry.
Jack Perry. That's right.
Jack Perry's going to be in the Death Riders. That's my prediction.
Are we happy that like the Death Riders are continuing? You don't think it's
I want them to murder more people. I'm very sad that they've not killed anybody and now they're getting killed off. It feels like they've completely dropped their whole mission statement here and Cope is actually doing the killing on them. They should honestly be ashamed that Cope's taken them out in this way where they haven't killed anybody.
I've not to switch the subject completely, but I have seen that a lot of people are just presuming that this is where Christian cashes in his contract. So presumably Cope does beat Mox, but then Christian cashes in and he walks out. And like to me, if that does happen, that's a perfect way to like nix the Death Riders and like a reset on that. Would that be something that you're in favor for? Or no, let's continue this. We still have some runway with the Death Riders.
I think with what they've just accomplished with Cope and resetting the story, they've bought themselves some time. Does that mean it's going to stick? Not necessarily, but I think that there is room to at least have a few more stories before you get to what seems to be Darby Allin. There are other people who can get involved. You've got, Ricochet and Swerve are going to fight for the #1 contendership. That's been announced for Revolution. There's multiple stories going on at that. I appreciate the fact that they are going to use this to continue one man's story to the AEW title, and they're going to also continue the robe and the Jimmy Rave stuff with what's going on with Nana, because Nana's saying, if you don't get the robe back, I can't do this anymore. Fix my legacy. There's more story that's being told there that you can then play into the Death Riders while also playing to the history of either Swerve or Ricochet, depending on who wins. So I can see them continuing with Death Riders for a bit and keeping it sensical, as long as they keep it simple and stop letting Mox talk in circles about, remaking AEW in his image. It looks like they pulled that back, which I can appreciate. So I can see them keep going, but just treading lightly.
This man's good because you just bought me in. In fact, I'm like, well, if Ricochet wins, what if the Hurt Business gets involved? Now we got the Hurt Business going at the Death Riders. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is that you just opened up all the different tree branches that they do have. And credit to them because their content, the programming has been fire lately. So, and look at the card. Like, it's completely stacked. Would this be a spoiler alert on Ricochet and Swerve? Can I say something about that?
Of course.
I don't want to spoil it, but I'm presuming that Ricochet is the one who's going to win that because Ricochet will be doing media in Las Vegas to promote the Las Vegas show in Collision. One caveat, he does live in Las Vegas, so it's kind of like, hey, man, we could save us some money. Let's just you make the rounds because you're already there. But he is the one doing the media heading into the Collision, which will be the Collision the week after Revolution, so here in a few weeks. So presumably, I'm like, they wouldn't have someone not making the tours if they're not in a prime position, you would assume. So
I would not assume that because Thunder Rosa did a bunch of media for Dynamite this past week, and was Thunder Rosa on Dynamite at all?
You're right. Okay, fair enough.
Jeff Jarrett does a ton of media for AEW. AEW has no rhyme or reason when it comes to their media stuff.
We'll see. I know they got some new people over there. Maybe they got a different course, but to your point, you are correct. So take it for what it is.
I will add that I think Ricochet gets the win. Nana joins him. I think they should be playing into the idea that last year at Dynasty, that was Swerve's victory. That's when he won the AEW World Championship, right? Just double check.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think they should play into that and say in the match specifically, it should be like Swerve wants to win this so he can recapture the gold at the place where he won it, restart the era of Swerve, whatever they want to call it. But Ricochet wins, and it's the big turn from Nana, and this is the beginning of that. We're going to facilitate then a third match between Ricochet and Swerve. You could have it so that Swerve costs Ricochet the match at Dynasty or gets involved afterwards so that you can get to that third match at, say, a Double or Nothing or anything like that. There's 3 matches in this feud with Swerve and Ricochet, in my opinion. Jeremy, anything to add there?
To Adrian, when he mentioned the Hurt Business and Ricochet, I think that makes some sense if they want to like actually heal the Hurt Business or Hurt Syndicate. Sorry, if they actually want to heal the Hurt Syndicate, but Hurt Syndicate and Death Riders feels like you're going to babyface the Hurt Syndicate, and Ricochet's too good right now as a heel to babyface Hurt Syndicate at all.
When he's right, he's right. And the fact that the Hurt Syndicate, yeah, I'm assuming just because of what I've watched, I'm like, oh, these guys aren't good guys. But the reactions, it doesn't matter because everyone's chanting what they're chanting every time they come out. So
yeah, this is it's still a great story that they've been telling, and they're really they're starting to hit on all cylinders. I like that things are playing together and that there is long-term benefit to a lot of this stuff. Some people have been mentioning Big Boom AJ in the chats.
Oh,
I've been wanting to ask you, Jeremy, because you listen and follow and find everything that's out there. That's not scoops related, because I know Sean covers a lot of that, but you listen to everything. He's supposed to have a match, Big Boom AJ, on Revolution. They have not announced an opponent. Nothing's been put out there. We know that AJ was injured at Full Gear. Has he mentioned or said anything? Has everything been kind of just left up in the air and they haven't given us anyone?
I've not seen anything about this. SB3 and I were talking about this yesterday, that if you have Big Boom AJ booked for this show, why is he not advertised? Why is he not doing a bunch of social media stuff? I think SB3 said, oh, he might be Max Caster's open challenge opponent, which is possible. And I said, like, if that's the case, I would not wait until Revolution to do this open challenge. And then here comes Big Boom AJ. I would go ahead and announce, hey, we're doing Max Caster and Big Boom, because Max Caster, whether you like him or don't like him on social media, he's going to be on social media and he's going to do his raps and he's going to take shots through social media at his opponents. And that's where Big Boom has made his living. So it feels like you're missing an opportunity there to do some social media promotion if that's the match you're going with.
Looking at AEW's website, when they did Full Gear, they made a big deal on the actual the page with the event. They had Full Gear, Big Boom AJ, QT Marshall, like that was on the page. It's not here. It's not on the Revolution page at all. There's no mention of Big Boom in action, so it could be very possible that he jumped the gun. He had plans, but maybe his recovery is not to the point where he can wrestle, or maybe they're going to pull something on Collision and all of a sudden we've got a Big Boom AJ versus, who knows. Max Caster was a good shout. There's also part of me that just thinks they'll do something like, I don't know, Jay Lethal. Just keep the QT Marshall world.
Oh, what think Jay Lethal? Jay Lethal's a babyface now, allegedly.
Where is he a babyface?
I don't know.
You tell me he's a baby.
Can't argue that.
Yeah,
can't argue that.
That's why I said allegedly.
Well done.
But on Ring of Honor, like, first
allegedly.
of all, we finally pushed Kate and SB3 to the point where there's no more Ring of Honor reviews on the site.
Yeah, what happened there? In SB3, like, are they running from the grind?
They're running from the grind. I got a message from Kate.
He's a busy man.
Oh, man. Kate was just like, we're not doing it. We're taking March off. And I was like, I get it. Was it something else or was it the show? And she's like, it's the show. It hasn't been good.
They're not building towards anything. They do matches on ROH. They do matches and it doesn't lead to anything. The stuff that actually leads to something is on AEW television. That's where the AEW title or ROH title defenses with Chris Jericho. That's where now maybe they're going to start building Mercedes and Athena a little bit. They don't have a pay-per-view coming up. They're not running in Las Vegas. They're not running Supercard. At least nothing's been announced, and you'd think they would probably go ahead and try to get that out there. But yeah, they're not building any shows, so it's just matches for the sake of matches. And the matches are good. The CML stuff has been good. It's just, what's it leading to?
Jeremy's saying that essentially they're going out there just to get some cardio.
More or less, yeah.
And honestly, you're right. I
Cardio
do.
and reps.
Before we get off of the big boom topic, Jeremy, you were 100% right on like, yo, if it is going to be max, then you need to use what both of them are good at, right? Maximizing it. And also with this show being in LA, presumably you would want someone to make the rounds on all the different platforms that LA provides you, the late night shows and everything that you could do. And you would want to have that announced early as possible, right? So I'm assuming that he's not, because it would be a miss. Granted, they could announce and, hey, you got a week. It's not like we need a 2-month build to say, hey, he's having a match. But you would presume that they try to get this out as early as possible just to get tickets sold, because, again, they're also going to the Staples Center. So they've switched their whole ethos or whatever with, we're only going to do the major arenas for our bigger shows. So you're at the Staples Center. You got 20,000 people, 20,000 tickets, presumably, to sell out that place completely. In theory, let's get him out there. So I'm presuming that he's not going to be there.
Before anyone gives Adrian shit about calling it the Staples Center, it's still the Skydome.
Who? If someone does, let me know.
They'll catch up. They'll catch up.
It's crypto.com. And actually, is it crypto.com? Because didn't that website it cost too much money, so they couldn't take it off of the roof? But in theory, the arena wasn't named that. No, that happened in Miami. Miami had a crypto situation, so they had to rename the arena. But
the Bang Bros Arena. That's right. I remember that story.
Yeah, that's what they want. They were
That's
like,
right.
"Yo, let's name it that then." But they couldn't pay. It wasn't worth having to like get the helicopters and cranes to move it out of the top of the arena. So whatever, crypto.com. It's the Staples Center. Grow up.
It'll always be the Staples Center. I
It will.
agree.
Always, bro. What are we talking about?
It's always the Rogers. Sorry, it's always the Skydome.
The Skydome. Were you at WrestleMania 18?
Let's just say I was.
You weren't?
I was. Let's just say I was.
No,
I was
tell me
16.
it.
No, I was 16.
What does that mean?
I live here.
That's
I
how
don't
old
live
you
here.
were you there? First of all, I don't know your life. You know
That's
what I'm
fair.
saying?
I grew up 5 hours away.
Joe grew up on a boat. So,
Did you make? You was raised on the boat.
In some ways, I did.
So were you? Yes or no?
No, I was not.
Damn, that sucks.
I wish I had been. I have the WrestleMania 18 jersey.
But did you buy it back then, or did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get one of the vintage joints?
Yeah, I bought it.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's in my closet. I'll show you afterwards.
Okay,
I got that
afterwards.
in the 23.
That's
I went to Ford
amazing.
Field for that one.
Well, the reason why, okay, cool. 18 means a lot to me just because it's the one piece of media, physical media that I have. I have the DVD, but it was one of the last WWF home video, like logoed out things that you could buy without it being blurted out. So, because they made that transition to WWE shortly after WrestleMania. So, that's cool.
Judgment Day was the first branded WWE show that year, 2002. Which I think that would have been May. So yeah, would have been right after.
Might have been the next paper. Well, no, Backlash and then
Backlash.
So yeah, no. So that's just a cool random fun fact. Anyway, back to AEW. Staples Center.
Nah, that's cool. Don't worry about it.
I can't find on WrestleTix what the Revolution ticket sales.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm assuming after tonight or after tomorrow's show, you'll have an idea.
Because this will be the first Staples Center show that AEW's ran when they did. What was it? Was it Full Gear with the Swerve, Hangman, the Texas Chainsaw Death Match? That was the last time that they were in LA. But they've always run the Forum, which
right.
I think the Forum is now a part. I mean, it's right across the street from the Intuit Dome, but it's a part of like the Intuit Dome and wherever the Rams play. I forgot what the football stadium's called. Like it's in that hub.
SoFi.
Yeah, SoFi. So I think they've had to switch. So that's why they're going to the Staples Center, because that's what WWE used to run. So yeah, and the Staples Center is one of the biggest arenas in the country. I think it's top 5. So in theory, they could. That's 19, 20, 21,000, somewhere around that ballpark. And they've done pretty well every time that they've gone to the Forum. So they've had around 10,000 people.
As of a week ago, it was 7,000.
Dude, and I got to tell you, man, that's just like, it's bleak, but it doesn't matter. Like it's, I don't like the empty space. That gets to me. That ruins like the vibe, but it is what it is. With a card like this, I don't care because the people that are going to be there are going to be hyped, and rightfully so, because the card is fucking amazing. Like, even if there's shenanigans, I don't care. This lineup is incredible. This is a top tier presentation, regardless of whatever they add. Like right now, as it stands with the Kyle Fletcher and everything else that's going to happen, I'm with it 100%.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a big push in that last week and the walk-ups as well. Not necessarily to a sellout, but they'll probably push it closer to 9,000.
Yeah, I would say around 10.
10 would be fantastic.
Which is what they did at the Forum, but I just think that they had to switch venues, and it doesn't make it ideal when you're in a venue of that capacity, you know?
Well, again, the deal was when WWE decided to work with the Intuit Dome, all bets were off with Crypto or with Staples Center.
And then
so
switched.
AEW jumped in, and they were more than happy to accommodate that. So in some ways, everybody wins, and hopefully they get enough in the arena that they want to bring them back next time.
Because their other option would have been the Galen Center, which is where USC men's and women's basketball plays, where TNA will be doing their big pay-per-view, whatever it's called, that's going to be on the West Coast, will be there. But that venue might have been too small, because I think it might have been around 5,000 to 6,000. So we'll see. It is what it is. That really concerns the people that are going to be there, and people that just want to have mindless debates like they work for any of these wrestling companies. But I still think that the vibe is going to be great in there, because of just how good the card is.
Are you going to go to TNA Unbreakable in Vegas?
Maybe. I know that night there'll be Wally Mania. Presumably there might be the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame hasn't been announced. They're trying to find a venue. Unfortunately, my theory that they do it at the Sphere is not true, because the Eagles will be doing their residency. Fuck them.
Man, no one paying the Sphere prices to go see the Hall of Fame.
I think it'd be cool. Why not?
Yeah, it'd be cool. A lot of things would be cool for money.
I disagree, bro. It's like going to see. The venue itself is an attraction, and for plenty of people that are coming in, it might be their first time in Vegas since that venue's been built. Or, hey, I wanted to go here anyway. I wanted to talk to the robots in the concourse. I could care less what gets to be played. Like, they pack that place up. They have a movie that they air traditionally, like every day, just like to be able to use it if there isn't a concert, and that, like, it sells incredibly. And this is not a regular $20 IMAX ticket. If you're
it's $70.
It's cheaper. It's more expensive than that, and that's to sit at the very, very top, at the very, very top. Excuse me. But no, man, I think that people would go if they got Triple H. I'm hoping they got Stephanie. I want to see Steph. We'll see what the Hall of Fame.
Wait, they're not doing the Hall of Fame at the Sphere.
No, but what I'm saying is that was my theory when they decided. Undertaker was very vocal about it, and people were like, "Hey, let's not do it after SmackDown. That's crazy." Last year, they had older folks trying to get on that stage at like 1 a.m. Nobody was with it, the crowd included. So in my theory, I was like, okay, they're going to do it another day. Unfortunately, the Eagles are running, like, I think that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like they're doing the string of their weekend shows starting on that Thursday. And that was my idea. So to your point, TNA will be Thursday at 7. I know that Wally Mania is happening. There's over 100 indie shows already booked. There's going to be other stuff going on. So maybe I pop in. To see some of it. But I would like to. And to me, it's very cool because the last couple times that they've been here, they've done a show at the Palms, they've done it at Sam's Town, to just see the company's growth, to go from those smaller venues, intimate. The one at the Palms, I know, Joel, you've been there. It's very, very nice, and it's a unique viewing experience. But just to see them in an actual arena is pretty cool.
Going to the Thomas and Mack Center, the adjacent Thomas and Mack Center.
And that's the thing. So for people that don't know, like NBA Summer League, there's 2 games going on at once, because you have the arena, and then connected to it, like within the concourse, there's a smaller, like, gymnasium type thing that you can go to see the alternate games, and that's where the TNA event's going to be. I understand that GCW has the Palms completely booked, so it's probably one of the only options that they had, but it doesn't matter, because the camera shots you'll get if you're watching on TV, it'll show the arena, so you can say that you're in the arena, although you're not in the main theater, kind of like NXT with Roadblock, where it's not in Madison Square Garden, it's in the theater connected to it. still get away with it.
I think TNA is more than happy to be out of the Palms and be working a larger venue in this case.
But it might not be. That's my thing. What I'm trying to say is that smaller gymnasium, it might not be as big. If it is bigger, it's very like comparable. Might be a couple hundred people, and I would take less people to have the cool theater view. Like I just think it looks cool. If you look back when Dolph, because the last time that they were here, that's when Nick Nemeth made his debut. And attacked Moose or whatever, and then he walked into the crowd and he like jumped on the bear. I was like, yo, that's a cool thing. You can't get that. You couldn't replicate that to the effect that they did in this venue because it's a gym. I don't know. There is no like it's whatever your high school you grew up in, your basketball court. That's exactly what it is. That part.
Yeah, pulling up photos. It says for boxing that they can accommodate about 3,200, which is more than the Palms would have.
All right, well, listen.
I think the Palms, or maybe the Palms is 4,000. But I don't know. I think the gymnasium setup for wrestling is a little just more. It's traditional, yes, but like TNA can get away with that because I don't even know how this show's going to do. First of all, because they've got a pay-per-view the next week. Matt and Jeff Hardy, I thought were going to be on the show, but now I'm just not sure because Jeff Hardy is like the guest of honor at Wally Mania, and I'm pretty sure Wally Mania is supposed to start when Unbreakable's supposed to start. So either he's going to go on early and then leave, or they're going to pull him or something.
They've had people show up. They've had people show up later. I will say
people who worked matches earlier.
Well, yeah, no, that's happened before. But fair. You have to keep in mind that Wally Mania is going to start in the evening. Because it's not a pay-per-view, it's just an event that you go to, right?
Oh,
it's a party. So because of the West Coast change, the start time for TNA is going to be earlier in Vegas. They'll start at 5 p.m.
They start at 7. They start at 7 because the show starts here at 10. And it's there because they didn't want Impact to run into like the TV show.
That's
to run in. Yeah. So the show's gonna start at 7 and be done. That's why
he'll pop in.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My brain was they're starting at 10 p.m. because I'm East Coast.
Yeah,
but you're right. So
I will to answer your question.
We had questions.
If I'll be there, I will attempt to be there, and hopefully, we'll pop in on my little rendezvous. Yeah, but I gotta be a proper host. You have me here. You got robots. You got a lovely view. I need to replicate that for the folks in Vegas that are gonna be there.
It won't be me, so you're gonna have to find someone else to wow.
Listen, good for you, man. You can't just go into debt, travel into some event. These prices are outrageous. This is crazy.
Also, I ain't stepping foot in that country for at least another 2 years.
Country? You just call Vegas a country?
The entire United States. I ain't stepping foot in there.
Oh, okay.
Till mid-year.
Don't get me involved in diplomatic issues. I just came here to watch wrestling, bro. I love wrestling. I just want to have a good time. This man is trying to start a war.
Whatever. You can see all my DMs while you're at it. Sure.
Yeah, I'm in your DM. You getting DMs?
Yeah. It's mostly from the anonymous ITW general manager anyway, so it doesn't matter. Beep, beep. Well, you can see the people I talk to. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's no one that exciting in that.
I just want people to know too. So Joel has his notepad out, right? And he has notes. And so he has the notes titled In the Weeds - February 28, 2005, whatever. That phrase, all those characters to put in the weeds, February 28, 2005. That is more characters used than the actual notes. His notes say one bullet point says EC for Elimination Chamber. And then he did add a couple characters because he didn't have to do this, but the other note is AEW Dynamite. Yeah. Like these are the notes to create the best morning radio show about professional wrestling on the planet.
I think you're lying about the Dynamite portion of the notes because I don't think it reads just AEW Dynamite.
No, it does. It does. I will confirm.
It literally just says AEW Dynamite today.
I feel like it probably there's a word in front of AEW Dynamite like hate or bury or something like that. I feel like that's actually what's there. Or you erased it to try to. You knew Adrian was going to see it, and you're like, I don't want to be found out here. So
yeah, it's a guest.
I'm just showing Adrian some of the old notes. See, some weeks we got a lot like here. Cole Radrick was going to be on the show. That's June 5th, 2024. And then here's July 1st. There's a lot more on this one.
This is to be so close to the history of, again, the greatest wrestling morning radio show. Do you guys go with radio? Because it's not on the radio.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're a morning show. That's
It's
just how
still
we leave it.
radio because even you can technically bust it open. It's not on the radio. It's on satellite radio. This is crazy to just be so close to history. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
This guy.
Just be serious. Some people do not like to be cocky or don't want to appear to be cocky. So you guys don't have to do that. I will do it for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Just off of the consistency of the work that you guys put in and the entire team. So to be that close to history is amazing, especially when you notice that these notes to create the show are like, well, let me do some math, less than 50 characters. You know what I'm saying? 2.5 hours. What do I need? Less than 50 characters.
A lot of this comes off the dome and a whole bunch of open tabs on a website.
Yes, and WrestleTix.
And WrestleTix, the AEW website, my Twitter, my Blue Sky, my email. Cage match sometimes gets open. Ken Bruno sends a photo. And then I gotta use it. There we go. Sometimes Ken sends us an updated thumbnail.
Oh,
we gotta use it.
Ken have a grifter thumbnail for us.
Ken has not just a grifter thumbnail, but possibly one of the better thumbnails for the week.
Look at you, just uploading stuff so you can put it on the stream. You're producing a television show.
Look at this guy.
Amazing.
The Eagles play the game. Russo, did Fightful help the Eagles book the Sphere, bro? The Triple H photo just gets me up.
We boxed out WWE in the Hall of Fame so the Eagles could play at the Sphere, so the WWE Hall of Fame could not run in Vegas. They don't need to run this Hall of Fame thing. You know what they should do? At the end of SmackDown, just air like a 5-minute video package. Triple H gets 3 minutes, and then Michelle McCool gets 2 minutes. That's it. I don't need these dudes doing speeches.
No,
thank you.
Hold on, we'll get there in a second.
First off,
hold on. Can we just, before I take this down, that's a lot of white dudes playing acoustic guitar. Can we just get that out of the way? That's a whole lot of white dudes.
And that's what the Sphere's done. Like, if you look, the Grateful Dead,
white people,
the Eagles, and who else they've done?
U2.
They did an EDM. They recently did a EDM. They did
U2's
U2.
the big one, yeah.
Right. But how do we feel?
Oh, Dead and Co.
Dead and Company. Yeah, those have been the 5, right? Which is crazy because everyone was like, well, who's it going to be? Adele, Lady Gaga, Beyonce? Nope, the Eagles. What? Anyway, I guess catered to older people because they got money to get in there because those prices are ridiculous. But Jeremy, let's get into it. And if we stay on this for the entire show, who cares? You know what I'm saying? They just announced that Backstreet Boys will be doing a residency there. How do we feel about that this summer?
They are going
I think that's great.
Yeah, it's going to be good. There's going to be so much overproduction on it, and it's going to be so much fun. And I mean that in the best way possible, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's the anniversary of
more white people, clearly.
Well, obviously, man. What do you think this is?
I know what you're thinking of.
Especially now. Yeah, forget that Bad Bunny. Yeah, right, brother. Nope. Get your ass. Go somewhere else.
The Heaven album cover. No batteries required. No, what was the stupid album called?
What?
Was it No Strings Attached?
I'm not sure.
That's NSYNC. Is it NSYNC?
That is NSYNC. You're right.
Yeah, NSYNC is No Strings Attached. What are you talking about?
It's gonna kill me now.
Oh yeah, because the little. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Why are we talking? Why? I had a point and I just lost it.
Why
are you on
Millennium
Backstreet Boys
2.0?
Instagram? Well, the album. They have an album coming out, which is why they're getting the residency. And it's an anniversary of the Millennium album coming out. And when they did that, they were like futuristic because they were like on space hoverboards, and that's how they got to the stage. And they crossed like the arena like it. So now they're like, we're taking it to another level at the Sphere. I just want WWE to be in there. I'm afraid of heights. When you go to this venue, when you go in the Sphere and you go watch this movie that's like about Earth, right? There's times where if you've been on like Soarin', California or whatever it's called at Disney World, it's kind of that equivalent, just maximized by 1,000%. Because I was terrified because you feel like you're in the middle of space or whatever they're showing you. Despite my fears, right, as a grown-ass man with a son, like that venue is amazing. I was there for the UFC thing. Whatever WWE could do to be in there, like I was like, you have to go all out to make that happen. That would be incredible. And the Eagles are ruining my just my thought process of what could be cool for something I'm invested in, which is wrestling.
Eagles, you're gonna make it seem like you're actually in the Hotel California with the Eagles.
They
And you can
probably
just
will.
never leave. What if they like strap you to the chair? Like you can never leave here. You're just in the Hotel California. They just play Hotel California on a loop. They don't do any other song. It's just Hotel California for 5 hours. I don't know how long their concerts are, but just that song for 5 hours. What other songs do the Eagles have?
Take It Easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
It's two different Americas in Canada in this conversation, so I can't really add much. I have no idea.
Adrian, have you ever heard Creep by Smashing Pumpkins?
I'm sure I have. Can't recall.
It's a good song.
I hate both.
Did you hear J. Cole's new Cloud song that he just dropped?
I did. That was pretty good.
It was fire. Yeah. I've been listening to it a lot. Shout out to you, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? You still a punk for what you did, backing out, softy. But the record's okay. But don't. Here's the thing, bro. Don't be acting like you're the best rapper. You can't. No more braggadocious raps from you ever. It's not authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Material is gonna be cut in half now.
Yeah, put J. Cole at the Sphere. Just put a WWE show at the Sphere. We'll have to wait for the next time we're here.
It's gonna happen. Like it's inevitable, but you could argue that this should have been the time because they're the hottest they've ever been. In case you didn't know, in case you've been living under a rock, WWE's hotter than it's ever been.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they run a show at the Sphere, they're going to tell you how great it is. You're not going to be able to just like enjoy how great it is. It's going to be like, look how great we are. Triple H is going to stand in the middle of the ring. And
he's going to be on the Sphere the entire time. It's going to be him watching over the event.
That'd actually be cool. I'd actually pop for that.
Which is why it'll be the next big time they come to Vegas. Like whatever their return will be at the Sphere. But I did have an idea that I thought was very cool. For those of you that don't know, Circa is a hotel in downtown Vegas, so off of the Strip. And their big thing is that their pool has like a literal stadium scoreboard that hangs off, and it looks gorgeous. And I was like, yo, you know how cool it would be for WWE to have Allegiant Stadium sold out. And instead of them doing the little thing where they go to like, and shout out to the people in this movie theater in London watching, and our armed services across the world, and Germany, and we're all locked in. I was like, how cool it'd be to show off and to like put your dick on the table and be like, we are in Las Vegas and the football stadium is sold out. Let's go to T-Mobile Arena, the city's premier arena for events. 20,000 people at this watch party. Now let's go downtown Vegas at Circa. Everyone's outside having a blast, having an amazing time, sold out watching WrestleMania. Now let's go to the world's most technologically advanced venue, blah, 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 the Sphere. Boom. I was like, that would be nuts. The Super Bowl didn't even do that. And that's what the Eagles ruined for me. All right. So just give me a second. Give me some grace.
Aren't there other events at like T-Mobile and stuff that night? It feels like they just wouldn't have
T-Mobile. Well, no, they did. I don't know if they've publicly announced this. Nick Khan was at a local, the business coalition, business, whatever the heck for Las Vegas, and Nick Khan spoke. I think that's where he announced that they're doing a pay-per-view in Paris or whatever. In his speech, he did say, I don't think they've actually announced for tickets, or this might be a free event or whatever, but they are going to do a watch party at T-Mobile while WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 is going on. So I guess for night 1, presumably they'll kick everyone out for after NXT, because there's like a 2 or 3 hour time frame when NXT should end and WrestleMania night 1 starts. But they are doing watch parties at T-Mobile, which I don't think WWE's ever done that. I don't think they've technically ever hosted a watch party outside of the WWF restaurant that was in New York City. So they've never done anything like that, especially in the same city as the event. And I do know that Circa, they're doing, I think Busted Open's going to be there. I know CVV is going to be there doing shows and stuff. They're like labeling their week Circa Mania. So they will have a watch party and have WrestleMania out in their screens in the pools. So 2 out of the 3 that I talked about are confirmed things that are going to happen. Let alone, I know like the Rio is going to be doing a watch party. MGM hasn't announced stuff, but they're kind of putting stuff together. I wouldn't be surprised if the new Netflix restaurant that's inside the MGM Grand, if they try to do some sort, I'm sure there'll be activations and stuff. So it's a lot of, this WrestleMania will be different in terms of there's a lot of corporate cooperation that I don't think has necessarily happened. Obviously, WrestleManias, you've had all the indie shows and all this different stuff. But for the hotels and the venues kind of like wanting to be a part of it. So we'll see what it's going to look like, but they should be taking over. That's what they're aiming for. And I think they'll accomplish that.
I think we have to have a conversation about Busted Open having access to a hot tub on Mania week before us.
Yeah, Joel's going to get very offended by that.
Very offended.
That's why you should go to WrestleMania, Joel. It's just to fight Dave LaGreca over the hot tub.
I feel like I need to fight Dave LaGreca. We have the same haircut now. I don't like mine.
Oh, do you like Dave LaGreca's?
I don't like mine.
You should show up. You should show up in like a yellow robe, since he has like the pink robe. You should show up in a different robe color.
No. Do it green.
Big bird looking mother. Yeah, it should be green.
Yeah,
it needs to look like the weeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so upsetting.
Statement.
They're gonna have if they have any WWE talent in that hot tub for interviews, I'm gonna pop off.
That's
man.
A genius idea.
That's our idea.
It's a genius idea.
We wanted to do a hot tub on Media Row where wrestlers come and join us in the hot tub.
Oh, I might steal that one day.
I swear to God.
No, I'm not stealing that. My dream in life is to interview rappers at Disney World. So like
while you're on the rides,
happens. Yeah, like, and obviously, like, what's the teacup one?
The spinning teacups.
Yeah, I just thought they're called the teacups.
The spinning teacups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that and what's the all around the world? Is it Small World?
Small World.
It's a small world. After all,
yeah. Like, and I want like whoever, like 2 Chainz, me and 2 Chainz on the teacups, just talking about hip hop, bro. And that's my dream. So, and that's in like the same. That's the way I view the hot tub interviews. That'd be dope.
Man,
Get
just
you banned on Twitch though.
That's fine. RVD knows a thing about that. You call it in the tub, and you can find us in the tub with a bottle full of buff. It's fine. We could have done it, but we ain't doing it this year. I swear to God, if they do it, if Busted Open gets it, this is the second bit this week that they will have stolen from us.
I come to the internet to be judged.
Yes.
And since Busted Open is here and there's a live chat and people are watching, this is available all throughout the world via Fightful, Overbooked. So Royal Rumble, I was at the Royal Rumble, and obviously it's in Indianapolis. The one event that they have that it's been known for a long time is the NFL Combine. And whenever you listen to NFL coverage and podcasts, people talk about the steakhouse that they have, Elmo's. So I was like, you know what? I've been working hard. I've been doing okay. I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to go to this steakhouse. I'm going to put a little resi. I'm going to spend $150 on a tomahawk. I didn't. I actually got the prime rib instead. It seemed abrasive, with the bone sticking out and stuff. I wasn't prepared for that, right?
Dicks on the table, giant bones. We're good. It's fine.
Exactly. I did the prime rib. Anyway, so I went, right? Friday night, whatever the case may be. I got sat, and I sat next to Busted Open. Their whole team was there. It was just funny because you just see Bruce Pritchard walking around and Joe Hendry's over there. And I'm like, it's what the WWE 2K mode. They want you to think the island that they're incorporating. Like everyone's just walking around, living their life. So I sat next to Busted Open, and a couple of my friends were like, are you not going to go say hi to them? I was like, I don't want to do that. That's just, I'm a media member too, right? So I didn't do that. I was like, well, when I need to meet these people, I will do it in the proper, it'll eventually happen because it has to. Am I wrong for that? Should I have introduced myself and been like, hey, I think I'm better than you guys. How are you?
Have I ever told you the story of how David LaGreca and I got in contact the first time?
No. But wait, hold on. Was I wrong for that, Jeremy? Should I have said hi?
I think you should have gone and you should have said hi and you should have said in the weeds is better and then just walked away.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Anyway, please continue.
This plays into your story. And what do you contact? I think Jeremy knows the story. I don't know if
I know you've said it on air. I feel like
said it on the air. Okay, so
I know I've heard it. Regardless,
okay, so I've talked about it before. When Busted Open, when Bully was working in TNA for a spell, and he was doing this stuff with Tommy and Josh Alexander, and they were doing Busted Open matches, a Busted Open match. I was talking some shit about this because I didn't think it was good. I thought it was just a really corny way to have Busted Open involved on the show and use their IP to put over the product and so on and so forth. And I said as much. And I was like, and I made fun of LaGreca doing the overacting stuff on TNA. And this was early on when we were doing the TNA post shows where I just gave no shit. And then I wake up in the morning and there's a DM in my inbox from David LaGreca, and I can show it to you here if you really want to see it, where he says something like, I really like your Motorhead t-shirt. And he says thanks for talking about us on the show last night. And basically was just like big brothering me in the nicest way possible. And that was my introduction to Dave LaGreca and the idea that everyone's watching you at all times.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, man, you just talk a little shit, but like we have a good relationship. I like LaGreca and I like the team at Busted Open. I think they do good work. I think they do entirely different work than what we do. I think that our show is better for different reasons than they think their show is better than ours. I've said, we talked about this as early as Monday. Like they have some strong opinions about stuff. Our opinions are not like that. We are pretty well rooted in just balanced conversation. That's just us. We don't.
Yeah, they legitimately hate 5-star matches, and I think that there should just be more negative 5-star matches.
Right. People should hate more, and they should care less. That's all.
Jeremy, did you see the way I flickered the little light? You know what I mean?
Lil
Just
Wayne,
like controversy and
Yeah.
just and now this guy's gone off the deep end. I believe you. Ooh, this is true. He's not a liar. He's showing me the DMs.
Says, I know you hated my segment on Impact last night, but I loved your Motorhead shirt. Hope all is well. Great job.
Oh,
January 2023.
he didn't even add an LOL. Oh, this is spicy, and this is what we need. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need. We need more media properties going at each other. Everybody being too nice around here. You know what I'm saying?
He also sent me back the In the Weeds is
I'm
better
just
than
kidding.
Busted Open thing that we use. He sent it to me.
I don't know if I knew that one.
He DM'd that one to me once.
Oh, that means, yo, whatever. You can say what you want.
They know.
That means they at least recognize us, or at least
know.
for that moment did.
They know. They know. We're Sean's kids. That's good enough for them.
Yeah, that's
Someone-
basically how we're viewed. Is
Someone. That's crazy. I'm just trying to start a media property fight. Yeah, Fightful versus Busted Open.
You're gonna get it from our lazy asses. We're lazy. We're lazy about fighting. We're not lazy about doing the work. Well, depends who you ask.
Someone said that Elmo Steakhouse is the most overrated. The most overrated steakhouse in America, I believe, in the chat. And to that, I will simply say, shout out to you, bro. For you to be able to be in steakhouses like that, to be like, oh, this one's overrated, this one's underrated. I like this one. I don't like that one. Shout out to you, bro.
We love Louis in our chat.
Must be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hit a couple super
Leave
chats.
a super chat, big guy, since you balling so much.
He does.
All up in
Yeah,
this.
Louis does leave super chats.
He does. So do more. You see what I'm saying?
You heard Adrian.
Don't limit yourself. All right.
Give us all your money. Ryan Adams saying Adrian is here to collect some souls.
Whoa. Easy.
Well,
That's off camera.
Chi-Town Spurs saying, welcome to the Death Rider scapegoat Jack Perry. That was from our earlier conversation about what could be next for the Death Riders. Scapegoat Jack Perry. Would he ditch the scapegoat gimmick, or would he find a new one?
Scapegoat.
Maybe
he's still a scapegoat.
Maybe he gets rid of it.
Nah. He's gonna have the bus. He should run people over with the bus.
He's gonna start. You know how they were all in a flatbed truck? That's the
Yeah.
introduction. Jack Perry is like, "Get in, losers! We're going on a real ride."
Hell
and
yeah.
They're all like, "Yeah, no more beds of trucks on the highway. Now we got a comfortable bed to sleep in." Yeah, it's just a mattress on the floor. I hope that's okay.
It should definitely be a feature in the video game to run over people. Like that needs to be.
That was in one of the SmackDown games, right? Like the cars would come. This definitely is in a wrestling game.
Yeah, you can fight in the street and the cars
Yeah.
would run you over. Yeah,
What
yeah.
was the stipulation? What was it called? The John Cena Eddie Guerrero? Was it a car?
It was just a parking lot.
It's like a parking lot brawl.
They
yeah.
just called it parking lot brawl.
Yeah, something like that.
That should be a feature where that's the ring. Little Def Jam Vendetta vibes.
Well, AEW was doing that. It used to be the daily
Well, not the
Place
video
snaps.
game.
Not in the
No.
video
I'm
game.
talking about it needs to be a video game mode.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that can be made. Yeah, especially
I feel like
inspired by
that's
your
in one of the
background, Jimmy.
games. Maybe it's not in one of the games, but like you can fight on the cars in some of the games. I feel like on all the old SmackDown games, you could do that. You could run people over with the forklift. That was always fun. You just run them over with the forklift and like pick them up and toss them and stuff. The SmackDown games ruled because they weren't like super serious. They had your cool in-ring stuff. You could do all the cool moves, but then you could just do all fun stuff where you fall off the Titantron and bounce like 50 feet and then you just get right back up. It's fantastic.
Okay, so I made the mistake fully knowing that WWE Crush Hour existed, I looked up WWE video game car match just because that was the first thing that came to mind. In 2017, WWE put out an article, the 5 video games you won't believe existed, as they were launching 2K18. These are the games: Showdown Legends of Wrestling from 2004.
Okay, that was a good game.
WWF Betrayal, that was the 2001 Game Boy Color game.
Oh, I had that game. Yeah.
I played WrestleMania 2000. I never played Betrayal.
Yeah, I had Betrayal.
What's up with Betrayal? Where'd that come from, though?
I
That wasn't a pay-per-view.
I don't know. They were
because they did do that weird era where, like you said, WrestleMania 2000. Yeah. I remember like the WrestleMania 19 video game. I was like, "What is this?" I think it was only for GameCube. Nintendo trash. Anyway, continue.
Hey, I love Nintendo. I just don't love Nintendo report. Yeah, I've got a Switch right there on the back.
I believe you do. You watch it in your 480p TV that you can play it on because you don't have no idea what technology is in 2025.
You looking at this one up here?
Yeah,
I don't even use it.
I was making a joke.
Yeah, I don't even know if that TV works. Like when I was there, I don't even think it works.
Play Nintendo. It doesn't matter. You don't need 1080p because it isn't in 1080p.
Yeah, it's fine.
4K.
You can relax. That's fine. It's fine. You can do it as long as
your
it's
auxiliary cables out. Yellow, white, and red wires. Nintendo joke.
I mean, it's HDMI for this. Anyway, the point, and also there's another TV on the bed. I should probably do something about that.
Yeah, well, what's going on here? A little Geek Squad Radio Shack situation.
It works perfectly fine. Found it downstairs, and it's a 32-inch TV. It's a little smart TV, and I was like, I can replace it.
Bathroom?
No, I might just replace this big one up on the shelf.
So where are you going to put the big one?
Out on the curb for someone to take. Someone in the building.
See what I'm saying, Fightful? Keeping your staff.
I've had this thing for like 15 years.
Throwing TVs out, you know what I'm saying? Throwing TVs out.
It was an impulse buy. This was an impulse buy. I didn't need it.
What was the impulse? It was just a good deal?
No, I went with, yes, and I went with somebody else who was also buying a TV. 2009?
Okay, so what was
it? No, 2011, 2012.
Did the sticker price get you? You're like,
I got it. It was an open box deal.
At Best Buy?
Yeah. I used to work at a Best Buy, so like I knew how much the TV was. So you got
open box plus the 40%.
Whatever it was. I got it for cheap.
Do you not remember?
No, it's 10, 12 years ago.
That job wasn't important in your life? You don't remember?
Oh, no. So they would do cost plus 10%. That was the Best Buy way. If you wanted a discount. Yeah. But TVs were basically marked at cost because they got you on accessories and PC and PSP. The product service plan. That's how they used to get you at Best Buy. So you can get like a cable for $1.
What were you at Best Buy? Because right now, as I look at you from this angle, you're definitely the guy controlling the cameras, security cameras at the front.
No, I was mobile. I worked Best Buy Mobile. I was a Wave 3 store. We were one of the only Best Buy only selling cell phones area, because you know how Best Buy was like split up into different categories. You would work, if you were working in cell phones, you were also working in audio and like selling MP3 players and stuff. So at one point Best Buy was like, no, we got to focus on mobile, we got to focus on mobility, selling cell phones and plans and all that. So they made a store that was entirely mobile, and that's when I started. And
that's where you worked.
That's where I was.
So was there a Geek Squad in the Best Buy?
Yeah, of course. It was at the back of the store. I was at the big one down at.
So you were still in an actual Best Buy. This wasn't like a separate. You just walk in the Best Buy Mobile.
Did you go to the Eaton Center when you were here last time?
I have no idea what
this was the big mall that like had multiple.
No, but I might go there after this. I want to go to the Lego store.
Okay, so I think that's all the way up there. But anyway, not important. That's where I worked. Was at that's the biggest Best Buy.
Okay.
What is this show?
No, I love to get very specific.
That's fine.
Well, the level of wealth to just, maybe it just speaks to my character. I can't throw away stuff. I mean, you just throwing away a TV?
I ain't throwing it away. Listen, people in this building have been very good to us and giving us old stuff that they're getting rid of, so I can do the same for people.
Oh, way to be a good person.
We got a lot of stuff for the kid that's been like old stuff from parents who've had older kids.
As it should.
Yeah, pass it all down, pass it around. It's all good. The other matches, the other video games, WCW Backstage Assault. Great game.
We played that on stream.
Yeah, we did. It was awful, but it was great.
That game wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. It wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as made out to be.
Because there was no ring in there. It was just fighting in the back.
Yeah, hell yeah. We need more of that.
That's all it was?
Yeah. There was no ring. It was just, what if the wrestlers had matches in weird areas?
Joel, I'm going to be mad. They announced the street fight between Mance Warner and Sami Callihan. This shit better start on the streets. That's all I'm saying. I don't want this thing being in the ring at all.
Listen, I'll talk to a few people. I'll talk to a few people at TNA. We'll have it arranged that they can start fighting on the streets.
I know Mance ain't a coward either. Like Mance knows what the deal is.
The mean streets of El Paso. They'll do it just for you. They will.
They should.
ECW Hardcore Revolution. was the
Those acclaimed games aren't good.
we tried to play it on stream.
It's so difficult because you got to hit like 15 buttons to just do like one move. Yeah, those acclaimed games, they didn't age very well. They were great, when you're a kid and it was like the only thing you could play. But yeah, trying to play them now and like up down XO just to do like a suplex, like this is way too much complication for me. I ain't doing all this shit.
Last game is Crush Hour. Loved Crush Hour. Such a silly game.
There was a WWE handheld thing. It wasn't like an official game. It wasn't like a platform game. It was literally just like a handheld device that you could buy. And there were 4 versions. There was Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Austin, and The Rock, I believe. And they were like WWE Tamagotchis. Like you'd have to like feed them food and like train and do wrestling matches and stuff. I swear these things existed. There were WWE Tamagotchis that you could go out and purchase. Oh, look that up, Joel. Search WWE Tamagotchi. See what you get.
WWE Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
WWE Tamagotchi.
It just speaks to like the video game industry.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All these amazing games, like are people being laid off that created these amazing games. But back then, let's just come out with a wrestling game that you wrestle in places that aren't in the ring. It's just you wrestle back.
Okay, Kane might have been the other. Someone said they had a Kane one. Kane might have been the other one, and not The Rock. That's my fault. But you see these, you see them, right, Joel? You Googled it.
The WWF Wrestling Clash.
Yeah,
Your wrestler alive and ready to wrestle.
Yeah.
Train your wrestlers with these activities: eating, exercising, sleep, vitamins.
Yeah. Killing the PEDs.
And apparently fighting will help them get ready to wrestle.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get those reps in.
How much is it on eBay right now? Because that's what you're looking at.
Fuck, it's $125 on
you see
eBay.
Yeah, $125. And it's still in its blister pack.
Yeah.
So it's clearly still okay. Yeah. You got Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kane, and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. So see, these are a real thing that I remember having. Should have kept it. I feel like I could have sold it for a good amount of money at this point.
Or I mean, listen, you probably could have given it to Ben, the archive guy, the WWE archivist.
Yeah.
Speaking of selling, are we selling souls this weekend? Transition.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were going to bury AEW. That's what Joel would have done. I appreciate your professionalism, Adrian. Joel would have been like, speaking of selling, did you watch that Orange Cassidy and Takeshita match? Nobody sold anything during that match.
I thought the match was fine, but it's just me.
Fine, it was great.
I know. I'm underselling this.
Oh, because the bit.
No,
Come on, Adrian, catch on.
Oh,
okay, so the Rockin' Souls. I would like to partially apologize, but also partially say I was wrong, but then take a bigger victory lap. So I very famously for listeners of this show, said that Cody Rhodes would be wrestling on this pay-per-view because he wanted that WrestleMania 18 moment. He wanted to be there. He wanted in the Sky Dome. He wanted that Rock Hogan reaction. I said, Cody's going to wrestle. That's his favorite match of all time. He will be wrestling on this show so he can get that reaction. I was wrong. But in my giant victory lap, I will say Cody got bigger than an actual match. Instead of doing a match on this show where he'd get whatever reaction he might get, he's going to get his full-ass entrance during this show with all the pyro. And instead of facing Solo Sikoa in a match that no one could possibly give a fuck about, he will play the role of Hulk Hogan, and he will stand across the ring from The Rock, and he will get to experience his childhood favorite match of Rock and Hogan the same way Hulk Hogan did at WrestleMania 18 in the Sky Dome, standing across the ring from The Rock, which is bigger than a match. So yes, I was kind of wrong in saying I was very adamant that Cody Rhodes would be wrestling on this show because he wanted that experience. But I was more correct because instead he will be standing across the ring from The Rock.
Yeah, I can listen. You reached a little bit to get there, but yes, you're right.
I didn't reach.
You were very adamant about the wrestling thing,
and I was correct in the end.
Yes, you were correct in that Cody Rhodes will be appearing on the show, much like I was telling you he will appear on the show.
I'm convinced, Joel, he would have been wrestling on this show if The Rock didn't come in swinging Johnson and wanted to take souls.
I think he would have been sitting at ringside, maybe on commentary for the main event for the men's chamber, and then they would have done a stare down with him in the winner of the chamber.
No,
that's all it would have been.
He would have faced Solo Sikoa, and everybody would have complained. But it would have been just for Cody so he could do the match at the Sky Dome. He would have faced Solo, and The Rock said, "Brother, let me save you. You can instead have a segment with me."
30-minute segment, at least.
Entrances.
Oh, I hope it's way longer.
I hope
it's the whole show. Who gives a fuck about the wrestling on this show? Just The Rock and Cody trading stories.
Do we look into anything that the actual merch is there? It's sold prominently. The Rock's new T-shirt about eating souls, which means this wasn't just The Rock going into business for himself.
You look at that thing,
or they just created a shirt.
They just created.
But at bulk like that, I guess when you're a corporation, you could just do that.
It's fanatics. It's cheap shit. Yes, it did it.
Yes.
It's like so you went. Did you go to the store?
Yes,
you did, because I think I saw a couple of photos. Did you see? Did you guys show the elimination briefcase?
No, you posted this, and I was like, I don't know what.
So WWE shop.
This is your bit here.
WWE shop has for sale at the what do you call it? The
Elimination Chamber Superstore.
Yeah, the Elimination Chamber Superstore.
Do your job.
Oh, it's because I'm trying to pull up the stupid photo that I guess I've since deleted.
You want to be the host.
It's in our DMs. It's in the ITW.
I know, but I was trying not to do it like this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There is an Elimination Chamber briefcase.
Yeah.
For those who may have missed it, Money in the Bank was here, and they had a Money in the Bank briefcase for sale at the Superstore.
Oh, so you think they just like papered over the unused?
Yes.
Oh,
it's like all the shit they couldn't take back from Toronto in July. They just repurposed it.
I was wondering like why you were so adamant about this, like talk about the Elimination Chamber briefcase. And I'm like, I don't know. Does the winner now get a briefcase and is like the next night on Raw, I'm cashing this in for my WrestleMania match. And that's it. It's like,
you can only cash it in Canada.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
They coming back here for a while, so like
I mean, you said that the fact that they got 2 pay-per-views within 7 months is crazy.
It was but if we're talking fiscal years here, that was fiscal year 2024. Now we're fiscal 2025. They ain't coming back until 2026.
Do me a favor, Joel.
Don't say fiscal again.
Don't ever physical me again. All right, fuck corporate ass meeting you trying to have on this show. I will say though, I will give credit to WWE. We talked about the clothing and stuff looking cool and stuff at the beginning of the show. Like the briefcase that they had for Money in the Bank where it was blue. Like I thought it was like, oh, that's super creative and that's cool. And then this one, pretty cool too. Not as cool as the blue one though. I like the way that it looked, but I will say you can't really super tell. But
I'm gonna pull it up
where the red is for obviously the Canadian flag, it does have the chains, like the Elimination Chamber chains that make up the cage or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nifty. $200. You know, I'm not like my guy comparing steakhouses and stuff, so I can't do it like that, big dog. Cheaper online. That's cool. That's good to know.
I think is that America?
Because that's US price. That makes sense.
Yeah,
$160 for that. That's not too bad.
What do you use this briefcase for?
Just to make your set look cool, or just to have if you're like a collector.
And I don't know if you can see this. Look at the tag on the top. You see that?
It does look like it says Money in the.
That's the Money in the Bank logo.
What's the Money in the Bank briefcase, sir?
It is. Are they selling these at all of them? Like, what are we doing?
I think that's pretty fly. I would have considered purchasing that had they done that in Puerto Rico and it looked like a Puerto Rican flag.
Yeah,
like that's pretty cool. I didn't get the. I've been doing this thing this year for the events that I've been to. I kind of want to, for some reason, collect all the John Cena shirts because all the John Cena shirts are specifically labeled for each. Like they made one for Netflix, they made one for the Royal Rumble, they've made one for Elimination Chamber. So I've been doing that, but I didn't buy the flag. I didn't buy the flag this year. The Cena towel, I guess I should say, not flag. And even that one has. Oh, you're popping it up right there. It has the Canadian flag in the background. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's nifty. It's cute.
They're doing Blue Jays motif because obviously they're at Skydome, so that's why the colors are that way.
Are the Blue Jays main jerseys? They're light blue, right?
They're light blue.
It's their main. That's not their alternate anymore.
Can we talk about how the back of the shirt says "after this" with the quotes on it? Like, after this, you can't see me, but maybe not. It's kind of how I read it. It's like, after this, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wrestling. I think it'd be very funny.
This will be too in the weeds.
Yeah.
Can you click on John Cena real quick? The only reason I ask is because I don't think any of the t-shirts they don't say after this. I don't know. That's what I
gotta look at the other ones.
And I don't know what that means. I'm like, oh, but that's a plot. That's
it's just after the tour. You can't see
them.
them.
No, it's here. It is.
Oh, all of them say
after this with the quotes.
Cool.
So we're there. Okay.
The Colts one was
the Colts
cute,
one.
just
Same thing.
You could obviously use that for.
Yeah.
Okay. It does say. I was wrong.
What a weird thing to put though. Why would they put the quotation marks on it?
Well, because in theory he'll be around WWE, but not.
I guess
in a wrestling capacity.
I mean, shout out to the jerseys. The hockey jerseys look okay.
They do good with their jerseys.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. They look good, but then the quality, because it's Fanatics, end up sucking. Is there anything else from
the hockey jersey? Was but that's not actually. Do they even have the baseball jersey up there?
No, those are usually like event only, and then whatever they don't have, they throw up on the website.
So I thought that the baseball jersey looked a bit better than the hockey jersey.
This is hilarious, by the way. Selling the replica world title with the side plates.
Oh, but look at the back. Scroll down. Look at the back.
Oh, it's got the back on it. Okay, that's not bad. All right. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. But
let me guess. $650 here at the Superstore. $799.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Look, if you go on my Instagram at Heavyweight Radio, I made a very nice 8-second preview of the store. Oh, I thought I actually took pictures of the belt, but I did. It looks gorgeous though.
Yeah, it does. I thought it was
selling for $850.
Okay.
So this is what it.
Oh, that's sexy.
It has the Elimination Chamber in the back, and then this on the strap says Canada and blah 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 stuff.
I stand corrected. In this case, they do a good job with it looks normal, and then all of a sudden you got to turn it around and it looks sexy.
Well, because they have a Bret Hart title. They have the CM Punk one. WWE just announced a Trish Stratus one for her 25 year. I got the email this morning.
Of course,
I was like, "Yo, that's tight." I think that's the first customized one that they've done for a woman.
I think they did a China. They did a China custom title.
Yeah, they did a China Intercontinental title.
Dope. Yeah, they don't even have it on the site yet. I saw the little email.
It was a while ago. They did this China one,
and obviously the Roman, the one specific to the actual like wrestlers, performers, are like, hey, there's only 600, 800, so they don't have it in bulk. I've never purchased a replica or the $600,000 signature championship whatever belt for WrestleMania because it's in Vegas and I live there and blah 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 blah. I think I'm going to make that purchase. I not only do I think I'm going to make that purchase, I think I'm going to get Unlikely tattooed on myself at the WWE World.
Who's doing tattoos there?
Yeah, who's doing tattoos? Corey Graves?
Kevin Blackwood? It'd be dope if Kevin Blackwood.
It'd be great,
yeah.
So I'm not sure.
It's gonna be Corey Graves.
Corey Graves doing tattoos would be pretty.
Nah, I won't let him do a tattoo on me. He's a Steelers fan. I'm from Cleveland.
Oh, that's what I said. You have heat with Corey Graves.
Only people from Pittsburgh that we fuck with is Mac Miller.
Fair.
And Wiz Khalifa.
Well, we got that's the China belt that you're seeing here.
And The Dark Knight Rises being filmed there, partially.
Nah, well, it's fine. Yeah, Elimination Chamber. Rock's gonna be there. It's gonna be taking souls. Wait a minute, wrong guy. Maybe the Undertaker comes out. He's like, "Why are you stealing my bit, Dwayne? We have
infringement.
heat.
What the fuck is going on here,
Dwayne? Why are we doing this?" And then it's going to be The Rock versus The Undertaker in a non-match at WrestleMania. That's going to be it.
I'm assuming The Rock's going to be a part of the press conference after. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I feel bad for the people. Jeremy, I'm sorry. The press conference is going to be 2.5 hours on Saturday night.
Rock gives us. I hope he tells the story that he's going to join Pride because he didn't just tell that story on last Friday. So I hope he tells it again.
Someone should get up and be like, Rock, can you tell us more about your plans to join Pride?
That would be great if someone actually asked that question.
Okay.
Someone who's going to be in the room.
That'll be a very off the wall question. Everybody's gonna ask him like, "Oh, what about Cody's answer?"
My plan is to play into the shenanigans. By the way, Joel just got an email, something about a pancake day.
My kid's doing a pajama and pancake day next week. That's great. I'm also looking at like he's a cute kid. Come on.
Shout out to the young legend himself. And he needs to be fed with pancakes and make them the most delicious and fluffiest of all time.
Let's go.
If I do get to ask a question to The Rock, I want to involve Papa Tui in it in some sort of fashion.
Just ask him for a shot of mana. You should just ask him for a shot of mana.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. You guys are asking a lot.
The man's gonna bring a bottle with him
he's gonna have a bottle with him there.
Hey, Rock, you sharing? Thank you.
Rock, you needed a designated driver tonight? I got you.
What the hell's going on? What's your impact? Like, what type of message are you sending children? This is ridiculous. Just sound furious. Just what is your issue? That's funny?
My name is L. Brett Bozzell, and I represent the children's what was the critics thing? The ones who used to go after WWF all the time in the 2000s. The concerned parents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was L. Brent Bozzell. He was the guy, the third or some shit like that.
How do you remember the dude's name?
I have the weirdest memory for this shit. It's just what it is. Louis sent a super chat just for you, Adrian.
Thank you
for taking so.
Does that say 3050 or 350?
That's 350. He's gonna need about 350.
Need about 350.
He comes out.
Call him out.
Oh, the potatoes are ready. Ryan Adams says Rock spending 2 hours talking about his match from X8 against Hogan.
Hell yeah. I hope that's what he does. He's going to reference this.
He will.
By the way, Cody or Rock will reference this match, and Cody's going to call it. That's my favorite match of all time. He's going to be like, however many years ago, I'm terrible at math, you stood across this ring in this same venue facing Hulk Hogan, and you had the crowd in the palm of your hand, but you will not have my soul in the palm of your hand. He's going to reference this dumb match that is actually really good.
Well,
is it really good?
Look, man, the way they had the crowd, you can't say like the match was a bad.
Yeah, if you're looking at the moves, no, it was not. But if
you watch it on mute,
that's the dumbest. That's the dumbest argument ever.
Dude, everyone's made that argument at this point.
I know. It's so dumb though. You watch a movie on mute? Like, what are we doing?
If he references the match tonight, that's the question you ask. Rock, question for you, Adrian Hernandez from Unlikely. Have you ever watched your match against Hogan from WrestleMania 18 in Toronto at the Skydome on mute? And then he'll give you a whole he'll give you a whole roundabout answer.
For some reason, I will always remember Jerry Lawler. This is a random note. I just remember him being like, it'd be like if Babe Ruth had like a home run derby with Barry Bonds, or like it was cool. It was a moment. That WrestleMania though, I don't know.
That was a flow issue. But also shout out, they bring out Saliva and they bring out Drowning Pool and they bring out all these like white.
Saliva was for the Dudley Boys, right?
Dudley's, and they brought him out again for Jericho. No, that was at WWF New York. That was at Survivor Series. They had Saliva do it twice, the Dudleys, and then they played the video package. They performed to a video package.
Yes, it's true. And then, obviously Rock Hogan, like that was the moment. And then like Stacy Keibler's legs. Like those are the two WrestleMania 18 moments. And the creepy package that they played talking about fan access. But like the portion of
that grabbing her,
where they just showing everybody grabbing the statue's ass.
Yeah,
I was like, that's not weird.
You want some fun trivia? So you know how everyone started in London? They did the "Hey Bailey, I want to know if you'll be my girl." That it didn't start at that takeover in London, because WWF, when they hit Montreal after WrestleMania that year for Raw, you can hear the crowd singing, "Hey Stacy, I want to know if you'll be my girl." They were doing that to Stacy Keibler in 2002. Go back and watch it. It's probably on Netflix, Peacock, Where's the stuff air for you guys now?
Peacock.
It depends.
Gross.
Peacock still has some of the archive.
Yeah.
Netflix is starting to grow it.
Okay, because
Oh
Netflix.
wait, is it a Raw episode?
It's a Raw episode. It's the Raw after Mania in 2002.
Then it's probably not available to get anywhere because it's moved off Peacock and
Oh,
Netflix
no.
doesn't put it up there yet.
What if I go to if I go to Netflix, it's going to start playing music. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm still going. I'm not kidding. I'm curious if they have 2002. All right. You guys couldn't hear it, but it was in my ears.
I heard something.
Oh, did you hear something?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, that's fine. Michael Cole freaking out.
To close the loop on this Selling Soul segment. So what do we think
What?
happens?
Selling who? It was the Parents Television Council. Thank you, Steve-O, for Mr. Bozel. I think this all ends with some roundabout 45-minute segment, and then Cody says no, and The Rock says, big mistake, and then he walks out, and everyone's like, what does it mean? What is going to happen to WrestleMania?
No.
What is this going to mean for Cody Rhodes? And then
He doesn't do the big mistake. He does the slit throat thing again that he did at Bad Blood, but just so he does it in front of him, right in the ring, and then just walks off.
and Undertaker's in the back again, like, what the hell? He just taking all my
The Rock
shit.
does it. The Rock does his differently. Undertaker was the thumb.
he
Rock's
did
was
like
two
that.
fingers.
Yeah, he did 2 fingers and he did it up.
Yeah.
It's all stupid.
It's a little bit different.
I don't think it's stupid. I just feel like it was swaggered. It's just, what does it mean?
All right, here's my pitch. Here's my pitch. It's gonna lead to a 4-way match at WrestleMania with a bloodline member in every corner. Okay, we're gonna have The Rock in the corner of Roman Reigns. He's gonna get in this match. We're gonna have Sami Zayn in the corner of Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins wins the Elimination Chamber. We're going to have Paul Heyman in the corner of CM Punk because that's the favor that CM Punk cashes in. And we're going to have Jey Uso in the corner of Cody Rhodes. So 4-way match for the title at WrestleMania with a bloodline member in every corner. That's my pitch.
The 25-year homage to WrestleMania 2000.
Exactly. Okay. You get it.
Okay.
Listen,
So-
as long as someone comes out singing Pimpin' Easy Man in the opening segment, I don't care what you do. Every single match at that WrestleMania has to be a multi-man match except for one, and that's Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton. Because one women's match at that WrestleMania.
Charlotte is facing Tiffany.
So what did I say?
You said Trish.
Oh, sorry, because I'm looking at the Trish belt. I meant Charlotte and Tiffy. That's the only singles match on that entire WrestleMania card for both nights. Every other match has to be a multi-person match because that is true homage to WrestleMania 2000. And Triple H still has to win at the end of the night. He's backing one of the people in the ring. Don't know who it is, don't care, and they win the match.
He's not a bloodline member. Maybe he can back somebody from night one.
Sure.
Maybe in Charlotte's corner.
Maybe in Charlotte's corner.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's got KO again. But that's how you do it. If you're gonna book WrestleMania 2000, you got to do it straight down the middle. Every match has to be just like that. Except like doubled up. So who does the TLC match? The Hardys are back.
Still the Hardys in there. They're gonna do a women's TLC match for the US title. I
think so. I think it'll be some sort of ladder match. I've already kind of resigned myself to that fact. Who's Chelsea gonna defend against tonight? Are they gonna put her in the gauntlet? The everybody hates you gauntlet?
It's like 2 people, Michin and BFAB.
And Selena Vega. Remember her?
She got the package last week, right? That was last week, right?
Yeah, that's the big things come in small packages package.
Yeah, she's an anime fan, in case you haven't noticed.
Big news. Didn't know that. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure everything's gonna be great for her. Listen, she blocked me for something stupid. Who am I to hold?
You deserved it. You 100% deserved it.
I didn't. I said she was wearing some absurdly like tall platform heel, and I was like, I hope she doesn't fall. I got blocked for that.
Yeah,
I can show you.
Nah, you deserve that.
People have been blocked for less.
Dumb. Don't know why. Oh man, but yeah, that's the Rock thing is just kind of gonna be a big tense segment, and it'll end with either that or the big mistake, or that'll be that.
So we won't know the path that we're going towards with them after this. This is just another little teaser.
Basically.
Because I guess it might match up with the actual result of the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so you got the men's undisputed championship. Sorry, the men's elimination chamber, and the winner gets a shot at the undisputed title for Cody Rhodes' title. It's John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth freaking Rollins, because you got to get it like it says on the cards. This has become a match of everyone but one. So
let me ask a separate question in this realm. Okay, so someone asked if I've been blocked by Shawn Michaels on Twitter. I've not been blocked. Fuck
you.
I haven't been blocked by Shawn.
Oh, you both suck.
So
you make one joke and the man gets upset, runs a mega blocker on everyone.
Shouldn't do that.
So I want to ask, what would be better? The path that we're going towards, which, let's say hypothetically, what are the betting odds saying, or what's leaked, that Drew McIntyre is winning, and Drew McIntyre and The Rock are teamed up, and Drew McIntyre is the corporate guy, blah 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 blah, and The Rock is in Drew McIntyre's corner, so he's still not being in the ring, per se, in an actual match heading into this WrestleMania, or to have The Rock still be within the bloodline saga of, like, they're still in the air that he could possibly fight Roman, and kind of, or maybe he's just like, I don't know, something with Jacob, something with Solo, like keeping him in that realm, or doing what they're doing now. Because at the end of the day, I just think it's more long term if they're not going to run Roman Rock right now, and I guess they can always go to it, and they're kind of banking on that. But I would prefer that than Drew. Be honest, I'm happy for Drew because it means he's going to be in a prime position and he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? And he's talented to be in that. I just think it's a little bit of a stretch if it doesn't. A lot of it seems like it's a little bit of a stretch other than two people. CM Punk, I see a connection point. John Cena, I just think that's too big to, like, you're going to make John Cena a heel and, like, they're going to be the mega power, like, your superstar, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I just think it's a little bit of it's a force situation. Does that make sense? Did what I just say make any sense at all?
Well, I'm with you on John Cena. One, maybe not so much that it's forced. I just don't think they're going to turn him heel for this final run. I don't think they want people to come out to boo John Cena. They want to be praised for John Cena's farewell tour. And I think I actually think Cena would be open to it just as something different and unique for his final run. But I think they're more likely to come see John Cena and cheer for him and remember all the happy times that John Cena gave you instead of this heel character John Cena, especially if he's not going to be around for every single show. Like John Cena fighting to get that last title, fighting against an authority figure for that last title encompasses Cena's whole career more than, hey, let's just do a heel run for, 9 months, because he's going to have to turn back by the end of the year. They want him to get cheered in those final few months. But go ahead, Joel.
I was going to say, can we add one more thing to that? And that's the business side of it. We just spent 20 minutes earlier looking at John Cena merch. And do you think that WWE is going to get nearly as many shirts out the door if he's playing a heel now?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't.
I
think it's a very different. I think it's a very different approach. If you're saying, this is the last time, and the Heat's going to be like, get out of here, we don't want you anymore. I think the socks, the stupid the jerseys, the t-shirts, the armbands, the wristbands, like you don't get as much of that out the door with the heel John Cena.
I completely
this WWE where people are going along with it. I think it stays away. Like I think he's better as a babyface for that.
I disagree. I think he's too big. He's too big of a person to, like, no one's not going to buy shirts or still appreciate him. That's a different discussion, because if he does turn heel, I think there's going to be a portion of the audience. I don't want to say a large portion that's like, yo, finally we get to see this. I've always wanted to see this. In some ways, John, I'm assuming, has wanted to do this, and so there'll be an appreciation that they're going for it. I do think. Now, is it effective? When you look at the scope of his entire career, I do think that within this run, because Jeremy just said, we're just going to be heel for 9 months. I do think he could be a heel for 2 to 3 or 4 months, like within this year. Is that effective though? Or the best use? But I do think they can get away with it. And I just think John Cena is too big of a thing to be like, oh, he's a heel, so now his merchandise isn't a point of emphasis or that's going to ruin our sales. I just think people know what it is. They know that this is the final year, and they're going to try to, if you want to purchase that stuff, you're going to do it regardless of what's being shown on screen, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's a farewell tour is kind of a bigger than, oh, as a heel, he's not going to sell merchandise. This is a once in a lifetime thing where it's like, yeah, we still want this John Cena shirt because this is a farewell tour.
But
especially
why would you...
if he becomes if he executes anything close to like the final boss of what The Rock did last year, and we're like, holy shit, not only is he, but like this is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
But why would you present a different John Cena when you're presenting this John Cena now, the John Cena classic, right? There's this babyface John Cena, and all the merch that's been made has been very much the John Cena classic in your town merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to change it for a new, corporate John Cena, unless he's going to play into like, I'm still me. I just bought in to do what I need to do to break the record, which to me, that would be a bit of a weak kind of argument for his world title win. Or a world title win on the way out.
Well, that's why I don't think they're going to do it. But I think you can still do the heel turn. You don't have to present anything differently, especially when it comes to the merchandise. You just run the same merchandise you've been running, and people are still going to be like, okay, it's John Cena the last time. I don't care if he's babyface or a heel. This is a big deal. It's the last time I might get to see John Cena. I'm going to buy the farewell shirt.
I think it loses its luster at that point.
To my original question, though, my thing is that, like, if The Rock's going to be involved in this capacity, I want to see it to get away from the bloodline stuff, which to me is like top tier, right? The engaging stuff with Roman and whatever Jacob, like a Jacob interaction with The Rock, all of Jacob's one-on-one interactions, everyone's WrestleMania main event, Braun, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you're getting away from that, I don't want to see it with Drew or Seth. I want something major, and to me, something major would be Cena, to the capacity Punk, because there's branches that you can play with, because there could be a bloodline tie-in, and what does this mean if Paul's going to betray? Like, there's things to work with. So I don't know. It's an interesting approach, and I feel like this should be handled delicately because of how good that final boss character and how good that 2-year run with Roman and Cody and everything that encompassed that. And to just have this sidebar, if it is Drew, like, I don't know.
You have to remember it was a character. The Rock was just playing a character. That's not who he really is. Go watch Moana 2.
That's right. Thanks for the billion, by the way.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's almost 5:00 somewhere, so clearly SP3 needs to get in on the conversation.
Oh,
you gotta unmute yourself
first. You gotta mute yourself, SP3.
I couldn't just sit at home and listen to Joel.
Well, then why didn't you go outside?
While Adrian is the only person making sense here. Like, Jesus Christ. I had Corey Michaels do a whole article because John Cena winning is the only thing that makes sense out of here. It's the biggest thing they could do. Him giving us the white whale of John Cena turning heel, that's the best great story that John Cena can leave us with in his final year. Joel is always wrong. That's all I had to come on here to say. He's just always wrong. Like, John Cena's not going to sell merch.
Damn, that UK internet's messed up.
Guess who was in?
Look at that.
Guess who was in? Guess who was in the top 5 in merch selling at last year's WrestleMania, Joel? The final boss, The Rock, the biggest heel in the build-up to WrestleMania.
The Rock was in a full-on gimmick with fucking with the bloodline. You got it? No.
Rock was in the top 5. So was Roman Reigns. What the hell are you talking about?
What does that mean?
The Rock has been.
What does that mean?
When was the last time John Cena was a heel?
No.
When was the last time John Cena? Answer the question. Answer my question. What was 2003? What does it matter? What does it matter? Because people have been so accustomed.
Y'all are having 5 different conversations here.
You gotta let me talk if you're gonna ask me questions, all right? So here's the deal. You've never had a heel John Cena, yes, but you sure as shit had The Rock show up and get cheered every single time he's shown up until he did the final boss gimmick. People are accustomed to The Rock being a good guy. They're accustomed to John Cena being a good guy. Pardon?
He was cheered as the final boss. Were you watching? He was cheered as the final
boss.
No,
I wasn't watching because it sucked and everything sucks in wrestling. So what are we doing? The point was that with John Cena, they ain't gonna turn him because they're just not gonna turn him. At this point.
But how could you say that when they turned The Rock?
Because they've turned The Rock since 1998. He came in as a heel.
But that doesn't. Okay, so did John Cena then.
Yeah, that's right. And then they turned him babyface and they never looked back ever once.
Hold on.
They kept it to this Fruity Pebbles motherfucker.
So WWE giving us something that they never gave us before is not going to sell merch? That's what your argument is?
Not in this case. When the guy is saying, I'm on my way out, why would you turn him heel on his way out? Why would you do that?
So that
Hold on.
You're going to get something
first taken here.
6 months.
Okay, stop it. I just muted Joel. He doesn't realize it, but he got muted. Let me ask, because y'all are just talking in completely different circles here and completely missing the original point. The point is not, will they turn John Cena heel? This is what I think you actually need to defend here, Joel. The point is not, why would they turn John Cena heel? Why would they do this in the last run? Because they've never done it before, blah, 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 blah. The original point is the merchandising. Is will he sell merchandise as a heel? Let's take away the story aspect. Yeah. I think that's
what I came on here. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. Because that's why I came on.
I'm going to mute you as well, even though you're praising me. Let me finish.
Damn.
The point is the merchandising thing. I don't think turning him heel is going to undercut any of this merchandise. Like I don't see how that is the reason of, they're not going to turn him heel because it's going to undercut merchandise. If they don't want to turn him heel because they don't think it's a good story or they think it's better with somebody else or whatever, like fine, that's their prerogative. But I don't think the reason's going to be, he might sell 5 less shirts on the 300 million he's going to sell. I don't think they're selling less merchandise.
Especially, and sorry to cut you off, Jeremy, one of the conversations that we had when he was full-time, or the conversations that were spoken about was, what's the point of turning him heel if essentially what you're doing, if the crowd is 50-50 split on liking him or hating him, right, and you flip him heel, all you're doing is essentially reversing the sides. You're just switching sides. Now the kids hate him, but the adults are fucking with him, vice versa, which is what would happen. The thing about The Rock coming back and turning into the final boss character was it was so good. It was so captivating. It's what you needed to watch. If John Cena replicates any of that, SP3 just said the white whale, like, that makes it must-see TV. For the people watching that remember John Cena and that they want to be on this farewell tour, to see him, and now you're seeing him at a capacity that you've never seen, and it's the 2 Hollywood stars that are bigger than wrestling, that can talk shit better than 90% of the roster. Now you have a John Cena that is purposefully trying to be a dick and kind of putting his dick on the table and talking crazy. Like that presentation, that's major. That's what you want if you're trying to accomplish the biggest WrestleMania. Like that is, and that's why I asked the question of, would you guys prefer him going down this path? I am not interested. If he does it with Drew McIntyre, no disrespect to Drew, because he deserves a primetime spot and he's been busting his ass. Like that's cool, but that's a wrestling story. That's a different version of Seth Rollins or whoever, or The Rock himself joining the corporate side and being a bad guy, blah, 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 blah. No, John Cena doing something he's never done, pairing up with a character with The Rock in a version that he's never done, that he's knocked it out the park, and have that combination of the 2 Hollywood stars trying to run this shit, that's must-see television, and that's major. And if we're going to get away from the Bloodline story, the most captivating WWE stories ever told, that's primetime A1, A+ Hollywood shit, and that's what I would want to see.
And it addresses 2 things. That one is a huge issue in WWE. WWE doesn't have a top heel. They have a whole bunch of heels that lose all the time. Their top heels are Kevin Owens, who lost a lot to Cody Rhodes, and their other top heel is Drew McIntyre, who lost twice to CM Punk. And then there's Gunther, who they've completely botched as a character over the last 3 months of his world title reign. So they need a heel force for all these over baby faces, for your Jey Usos, for your Cody Rhodes, for your Randy Orton, for your LA Knights, for your Seth Rollins, for your CM Punks to battle with. And what kind of heel force is Team Hollywood 2-man power trip, John Cena and The Rock? John Cena switching it up, throwing away the jorts for a while and putting on suits to come out. And then he only puts on the jorts to wrestle, something like that. It's something that we never thought that we would see before. Like, I think Gunther's been great. His booking has not, to address what's said in the chat. And then the other thing is, what's going to cause the biggest headline for the ending of WrestleMania? It's the 2 big stars from Hollywood turning heel and taking over WWE. And it starts the transition of what John Cena has already set up in all his press conference. He's going to transition into an ambassador, into a management position in WWE. So why not start that process with an arc where he's a heel? And I really just wanted to come on here because I'm never on camera with Adrian. I like Adrian. Adrian's cool. Adrian, I got to do a podcast with Adrian this week, and I got to do a Spaces with Cam, 2 of my favorite people that always come on In the Weeds when I'm not here. So I just had to jump on.
No, salute to you, brother. And good talking to you again.
Of course,
and
man.
Keep kicking that. Like, yeah, Joel, I'm not even gonna let you respond, brother. Hold on a second. Shout out to you.
We just fucking pig roasted Joel out here.
Double teamed him. We just double whammy. He was hitting him from behind. I'm hitting him from the front.
And y'all are just gonna be eating crow when it's CM Punk who does it, and just be
nobody's eating crow though.
No one's eating crow. Yeah. This is what we want. This is not us saying that it's gonna happen.
You ain't pig roasting Joel on shit. I just said it ain't gonna happen. And y'all are just sitting here being like,
no, Joe. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip.
Hey, listen, I can write for the Titans just like anybody else and tell you you're wrong. Do you want me to write for a sports team and tell you you're wrong, SP3?
Hey, you're not defending a sex trafficker.
You're the NHL, goddammit, and you are wrong about your lists.
You're not defending a sex trafficker, so I will argue
it. So inside this rules.
What I came on here for in the Fed is not the prediction of John Cena turning heel. It's the fact that you said John Cena won't sell merch as a heel when The Rock and Roman Reigns were the top heels last year at WrestleMania, and we're in the top 5 in merchandise.
So let me go back and just let me explain. Sometimes I don't explain it. Yeah, sometimes I don't explain it to the full capacity that I can. So I'm going to use because I'm looking at it on my screen. Someone posted a Bryan Danielson thing. When Danielson was on his final run in AEW, his whole thing was, got the title. As long as I hold the title, I'm going to be an active competitor. When I drop that title, that's it for me. I see that in a similar way to the way John Cena's presenting himself, which is, I'm here. This is my last year. Yes, I want number 17. I want to break the record, blah, blah, blah. Babyface, babyface, babyface the whole way. I understand that he's also planning to move on, do next, is going to be a management role or an ambassador, whatever that is. I also understand that you can make a heel out of a story like that. However, in the merch department, when you're going from town to town and you're doing this very babyface John Cena gear and you're selling it as like the nostalgia John Cena, everyone's in it and everyone's buying into it, that's something you don't necessarily go away from so quickly. On the White Whale, why would you turn him heel? Why wouldn't you? I think that there are enough fans who are just happy to see this guy do the things he does in the same way he's been doing it, that nostalgia is good enough. If Hulk Hogan wasn't such a piece of shit, there would be so many more people cheering for the Hulk Hogan appearances in a different world. But it's not that way.
But that's incredibly lazy.
For people like us,
boring.
People like us who talk about it and do and live in it, I think it is. Don't get me wrong. I try to see this in a multitude of ways. One is the way that the 4 of us on the screen who talk about it in our chat, who lives and breathes it, the way that we consume it and the way that we live it, versus the people who are going to be in the arena tonight and in the Skydome tomorrow night. Those people are by and large just there to be entertained by their favorites. Just like here's a good idea. The Offspring have not changed any of their shit in like 25 years because it's comfort food.
I don't know what that means, but I do.
The offspring. The offspring is
That was great. That was great.
Well, I don't know what that means. What I do want to respond to you is you can say that we live and we breathe, and the majority of the audience isn't diehard. And obviously, everyone who discusses it on Twitter or whatever, we're a small blip. We're a small piece of a huge ass pie. Sure. Based on what I know, the information that's been provided, granted, very, very small sample size of the people running WWE. So we're heading into year 2 of the Triple H era, correct? What I do know is that if they were lazy, last year would have been The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And that audience that you just said, not us on the internet, the people that spend money that go to shows, forced that change, quote unquote, and changed it.
No, Dave LaGreca changed it. Don't get it twisted. Pink Bathrobes got it twisted.
So I have that. You want to make headlines. You are trying to make something bigger. I will go to the point that UFC forcing WrestleMania to be in Vegas and telling Minnesota and the other cities like, no, we want to do it here because this is our home base. This is where we have our history with the UFC. This is where we have our resources. This is what we've done the past whatever years, turning UFC into what it is today. And let's try to make this the biggest thing possible, which means you need headlines and you need things that are going to make people want to watch. You're going to want to impress the shit out of Netflix to ensure that it is a 10-year, $10 billion deal and that they don't cut it off. And to your point about nostalgia and it being okay, I just think the fact that all of the John Cena colorway shirts being available to purchase because they weren't, the fact that I can go buy that Lakers colorway, that green and the green and yellow joint, whatever the case, the purple, I just said the Lakers colorway, whatever these colorways that he's had throughout the years, the fact that they're purchasable and I can go on WWEshop.com, whoever's going to buy that shirt is going to buy that shirt because it's available. Him showing up on camera, wearing it or whatever, that's not going to change anything. So I disagree with you on both of those points. What WWE has proven in this Triple H era is that they want to go for something big, and especially this year. This is the year that 40, they didn't have the whole year to kind of come up with it. You know what I'm saying? And things had to change on the fly. 41, they want to make a statement. They are fully embraced in that bubble. And that's why if you're going to do something, if you're going to take the Rock away from the bloodline stuff, like it needs to be something major. And nothing gets bigger than seeing this shit.
So
John Cena turning heel.
I know that this is going to elicit a response from all four of us. What? Because you're talking about headlines, talking about what's going to grab headlines. What if it's Logan Paul? What if Logan Paul wins the elimination?
Anyway, let's get back to a good discussion.
I was going to leave.
That's what I said. Listen, that's why I said I get that people. No, we got it because we got to give credence to an argument, and then that's again like I'm not being shitty here. I'm just like he's in the chamber. He's part of it. You never know what talking about headlines.
Okay, I'll put this out there. And this has nothing to do with wrestling stuff. I don't know what Logan Paul and The Rock's relationship is actually like. I'm sure I've listened to the story enough. I've transcribed the story. They have a very kind of rocky relationship where The Rock distanced himself and basically cut off ties, not even distance, just completely cut off Logan after the Japan Forest. And Logan was very hurt by that. I don't know if they've made up. I don't know what their relationship is like. So Logan's never really mentioned it. They were backstage together last year plenty of times. Logan never brought anything up. The Rock's never really asked about it. There's a question for you, Adrian. If The Rock or Logan Paul are at the press conference, ask, hey, what's your relationship like with this person? You might get a really fascinating answer out of them if you ask that. So I don't know what their relationship is like. So I'm not even going to entertain that until I know things are like actually smooth between them.
And that's a fair point. And I'm also going to add that this is beyond all of this. It's felt like a bit of a dick measuring contest between Paul Levesque and The Rock. Paul loves Logan Paul. Paul Levesque, Triple H loves Logan Paul and vice versa. Their relationship is very strong. And if there's any way that the chief content officer can say, well, you're going to work with this guy. And I get The Rock can say no, but there's a little bit of like, what if, or help me out here type of, there could be
did you listen to Rock in that press conference last week?
He has all the power and influence right now.
He big brothered the shit out of Triple H.
He did. I know.
He's like nice to see you, sir. You're just the head of creative. Yes, I'm the director of the board of directors.
Yes, that's why you watch Triple H, and he's just like, yeah, we love it when The Rock shows up. You know, it just throws things into disarray, but like, it's great when he shows up. We love The Rock here. He's fantastic. The board of directors, he's great. I fucking hate my life right now.
Yeah, Rock is like, it's great working with Triple H. I'll pitch an idea, he'll give me something back, and I'll be like, oh, that sounds good, but what if we do this? And then we do that.
Exactly. That's what the Rock's relationship with Triple H is. I feel like I've been saying the same thing that Adrian has been saying today for over the past week since the Rock segment. The corporate champion either needs to be John Cena or CM Punk. Anything else is a disappointment. It really will be to the hardcore fans. To the casual fans, who knows? I don't think casual fans are gonna be invested in, oh, Drew McIntyre is the Rock's corporate champion. That will make sense to us because we've seen him send a sword to him for signing a contract and everything. That's been set up. So it would make sense story-wise, but that is what's been the issue with me and Triple H since like SummerSlam. His booking is boring. It's so predictable, and it's so much of just, oh, this is what you thought it would be. Guess what? It's that.
Yeah, but in case you know, WWE is he's been living under rock. WWE's on fire, and
like, no, you were actively making it less fiery. You're just making it very much a simmer. It's just a simmering thing. It's not on fire.
Well, sometimes you got to simmer the pot before you actually serve the soup because, the WWE, the story never finishes. And this is what we're kind of working on right now. We don't know what it could be. Everyone's available to kind of join together in forces. And, that's CM Punk when he came back. Nobody expected that. So maybe he's the guy. Maybe CM Punk is the guy. And there is a history between, CM Punk, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Punk really does kind of revolve around the bloodline. There is a whole revolution around the CM Punk turn. And again, we've talked about it on this show and SP3. I'm sure you and Jeremy have kind of touched on it too. Like, CM Punk makes a lot of sense in the unexpected, but expected, but the storylines that come from it because it turns Punk on his head and his presentation on its head. That makes sense. I think Jeremy and I were talking about this on Wednesday.
I think Jeremy mentioned this yesterday that I don't know if it was Jeremy or maybe it was, I think Stephanie Chase when I did the Elimination Chamber preview with her yesterday, is that if it's CM Punk, I think CM Punk is the second best option, but if it's CM Punk, that's so convoluting the whole favor thing. The whole favor thing that we're still concerned about. If you throw him into the Rock thing, basically the favor is going to become what the Rock handed to Cody Rhodes, which we still don't know because he had the Rolex. We thought it was the Rolex for months, but he still had the Rolex last week. So we don't even know. We're never going to know what he handed to Cody on Raw after WrestleMania, and we're never going to know what CM Punk's favor to Paul Heyman is if CM Punk is the corporate champion.
We also don't know if the favor was supposed to be for WrestleMania. Maybe it's one of those back pocket, he loses the title to Roman and Roman says no takesy backsies, and he says, well, I got a favor to ask and that's my rematch or some. I don't know. I'm literally just throwing the first thing out of my head. It's not a good idea, but it's something. It's a back pocket. It's just a back pocket.
Well, I love you, Joel.
Frame on the favor, like, does he have to? Is it like the Money in the Bank briefcase? He's got to cash it in.
He's got to cash it in at least by WrestleMania. He needs his WrestleMania main event. I love you, Joel. I just had to come on here. I needed a reason to come on here and cause chaos like I did and talk over you, which was a lot of fun. It made you feel like you were on AE Ramble with me and Jimmy Macaram when he gets upset with me. And I just really want to be on here with Adrian. Adrian's the best interviewer in the game. The way that he's able to just genuinely get all this stuff out of these wrestlers. And it comes from just a genuine, inquiry about like these people's interests and what they do and how they approach things. Adrian's one of the best, so I had to jump on here and do some stuff and cause the chaos. So that's why I'm here. But I'm gonna go now, guys. I'm sorry.
Peace. Well done, and keep grinding your ass off, man. It's cool to see you rise, bro.
Talk to you on Tuesday, buddy.
I'll keep blocking Titans writers. All right, later, guys.
Oh, just my favorite. Best interaction of the week was that one. but not important.
That was chaos. That was hot.
That's what we do.
To your thing with Logan Paul, and obviously I don't speak to Logan. I'm not a part of Logan Paul's fan base, and it's weird because it's like, well, who is? But he's a big name, right? It's that thing. How do I say this? I think that the people that are going to be interested in the eyeballs that Logan brings are going to be brought regardless of whatever situation he is. And whatever thing he does at WrestleMania will go viral inherently, right? Whether it's a spot, him recording him doing the spot on his phone, that whatever in his involvement with Kai Cenat or Speed or whoever, like it's been done in the past couple of years. Basically what I'm saying is that it would be a wasted, you don't need to have that in that situation, right? Because if he is in the main event and attached to The Rock, I was like, well, I don't think that he could be in a U.S. title match, or he could be doing something with someone else. There's another spot for him. But so there's also been rumors with him doing just a fight with Cena and stuff like that. So we'll see. I don't think it needs to be that.
So this is where I know, and Jeremy, you'll jump in a second. This is where I want to bring back what we talked about on Wednesday. Punk wins the Chamber. It's Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Cody's already said no to The Rock. Rock says you'll regret this, whatever. And then they do the turn at WrestleMania, but it's Cody who turns and joins The Rock. The Rock helps Cody retain. Cody turns heel. That's a big, big moment because the guy who has been your white meat babyface, whitest of meat babyfaces, turns his back and becomes more corporate than he already was. But now he sold his soul. What does that mean? That's the problem.
Dyes his hair.
He dyes his hair black, and he's no longer Superman. I don't know how it works for Cody in the presentation because he's already been corporate. Now he's going to be evil corporate, which how do you transition that character? And if it's against CM Punk, Punk's going to just have a bunch of I told you so's for him to say. And
Kevin Owens is going to have a bunch of I told you so's.
So does Kevin Owens. Again, there's booking for the shock value of having Cody finally, do the heel turn that John Cena couldn't do. Or you can ask CM Punk do the heel turn and everyone's like, finally, we've been waiting for this. Let loose King or whatever the hell the kids say. That'll be that. Speak King. I don't know. I'm just old. So that's kind of where I'm at. Your thoughts. Actually, Jeremy, you were going to say something and then we'll get to Adrian's thoughts.
Oh, here's what I think is going to happen on Saturday. Is they're going to come out and Rock's going to want an answer and they're going to trade stories. They're going to talk for 45 minutes. And in the end, Cody Rhodes is going to say, I'll give you an answer at WrestleMania. And they're just going to delay this whole thing for 2 months until WrestleMania.
Where are the lowest ticket sales on the European tour right now? See you in Brussels, Belgium, Rock.
I just lost my train of thought.
Cody turning heel at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. This is what and you're gonna hate this, Joe, because I'm flipping.
Let's go.
I'm flipping the argument that you had with Cena. You do not need to. I cannot put into words how good Cody Rhodes is in the position that he's at. You do not touch that. If you didn't touch it with Cena, and there was traction for people wanting that. Because of the staleness, granted, we don't know because this is very early on in Cody. Like, come to me in 5 years if this is the path, whatever. But I just think he has reached heights as a face that we haven't seen since Stone Cold, bro. Like when you're doing fanatic events with Tom Brady and NBA top stars and top stars from sports and blah 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 blah, and Cody's the one that's selling out because people want to meet him. You know what I mean? And he's going to be in some movies and he's going to be like, he is in uncharted territory and you shouldn't touch that. Especially he's just so good in all these situations that like he can work with you on stuff. And you're going to have discussions about like they're having now, like before The Rock showed up, and then the path to WrestleMania is so boring. And like, it's completely the opposite of what it was in the past. Like, sure. And maybe now that I have a son and I know how my son reacts to Cody, like I just think that like, that effect, like that's special and that's something we haven't seen in a long time. And I wouldn't touch that because why?
I think it's fair. Again, that's the thing with Cody is that he is so good in his position, and he's clearly loving it. I don't know if he wants to jump that.
And to your point, you could throw that in my face. Yeah, he's so good in his position. Well, then that's why you do it.
Right.
Because it would break hearts.
It's a shock. Yeah.
To me, I'd be like, okay, sure. If we play by that theory, then why are you doing it right now? There's always later to have it. The impact will always grow the longer until it happens. Case in point with Cena. It's like, yo, we got to get this done because it hasn't happened. So let's see it. Even if it is expected or something that was a possibility. Because it's like Cena's got a year left. So is he actually going to do it? Are we going to see this? I don't think you touch with WWE being as popular as it is. One of the main reasons is because of Cody, and I wouldn't touch that until that simmers down to what SP3 said. So yeah, that's just kind of my point of like, yo, it's not even that he's the top guy and don't mess with the top guy. It's like, no, man, this guy has fucking excelled beyond possibility. Like, it's crazy. He is beloved. It's been a long time someone's been beloved in that position.
Jeremy, anything to add to that?
They can turn Cody heel and I'd be fine with it. I get Adrian's point, and to kind of wrap this portion of it, there is a difference between turning Cody now and turning Cena now when it comes to the merchandise stuff. The same reason it would be turning Cena heel 20 years ago in the middle of his prime run. Like, you don't want to do it because John Cena is your biggest merchandise mover, so why would we turn him heel? When you make that argument for Cody, I completely get it. I think there's a difference when it comes to Joel's point of, oh, you're turning Cena heel, though. Wouldn't that hurt merchandise? Cena is in a farewell nostalgia run. The merchandise rules are just different for somebody in a farewell nostalgia run compared to somebody who is there full time and doing the promotion that Cody does. Cena is promoting his farewell run, and that's going to be the basis of everything, whether he is a heel or a babyface. Cody is in the prime of his babyface run, so turning him heel and losing that aspect of things completely different than Cena and his position right now. And it's why the argument was back in the day, why are we going to turn Cena heel for all of this stuff? And you would be correct. And why would you turn Cena heel for the reasons that he brought to the table that was outside of the television product? Cena's at a different spot now. 20 years from now, if Cody never turns heel, he comes back for one final run, it can be a heel. He can do a farewell run and get all of his Nightmare Factory, Nightmare merchandise and be fine.
The only other difference would be that in this position, you do have a situation where it is 1A, 1B at the top, although Roman isn't as full-time as some people would like. That, if you do turn him heel, well, ultimately you have someone that you already know can fill that spot as a top face as well, like Roman's been doing. We haven't talked about the Women's Chamber match at all.
No, we're going to, but before, so two things. One, do we think Roman shows up on Saturday?
I think he has to.
Confronting Rock and Cody, or does he get involved in the chamber match?
No, Rock and Cody.
Yeah, because he's at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Adrian?
I kind of feel like they're going to save it.
Someone's saying the publicity spot for Chief. So
wouldn't they announce it
through the crowd?
Wouldn't they announce that Roman would be there? Or, I mean, maybe not.
No, they got Rock, Cena, Travis Scott. What they didn't announce Roman for?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. People were like, "Oh, it's nice that Roman's coming in, for the last month of March to build WrestleMania." No, I don't think it was that. I think they were just trying to bolster ticket sales for those 2 European dates, which is why I made the joke earlier about like, where are tickets down? We'll do it in Bologna or Brussels. That's kind of where the joke was, because I think when Roman comes back, yes, they usually try to make a big deal out of it, but this is one of those times where they're good. They're good unless they announce it tonight on SmackDown, and they're just like, let's get those last minute walk-ups because we want to fill 32,000 instead of 31 or whatever, want to get to 35, then that's fine. But Roman showing up will be a big moment for this particular story. So,
and they can get away. There was a couple times The Rock, obviously the night that The Rock did the whole bus thing outside, that wasn't an announced appearance. Or maybe it's a low-key thing where you just see The Rock or Roman and Paul talking in the distance, and like I don't know. I think
they ain't hanging around backstage. They ain't coming to shows.
I I just think
Heyman's there. Heyman's there all the time.
That it's Roman and Seth. I'm like kind of had that clocked in my head. But even if it is Roman and Seth, you could see Seth coming out. Maybe the conversation has gone a path that Seth's like, whoa, what's going on here? And then Roman comes out, and it's possible. It's a possibility.
And finally, who wins the chamber? I'll start with you, Hernandez.
Go with Cena.
Jeremy?
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. He's going to win it so he can have a match against Cody Rhodes.
I talked about this on my Twitter at Adrian Radio 93. Hit that follow button.
Damn.
If Damian Priest wins this match and sells his soul to The Rock, and Damian Priest goes on this run, who is going to be there to stop Damian Priest? Maybe reclaim him. That would be the one and only Bad Bunny. Who knows him better? If Bad Bunny does that and he pisses off The Rock, what are we talking about? We're talking about The Rock versus Bad Bunny. I don't give a fuck about your think pieces right now. Whatever is going through your mind in a negative fashion right now as a viewer or a listener of this great program, I don't give a fuck. I will be there at any part of the world. I have my passport. I'll use it again. Okay? I will purchase a ticket. I will be seated to see The Rock versus Bad Bunny. That's what it leads to. Top tier stuff. Cinema, my friends. Cinema.
Joke's on you, Rock. I don't have a soul. Sorry, it's Undertaker. I'm going to go with CM Punk for the chamber. I think that's the way. But we'll find out. And let's talk about Women's Chamber. We got a little bit of time left to get there. Not a lot of people talking about it now that The Rock came back, which is par for the course when The Rock comes back, unfortunately. Winner gets a shot at Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 41. It's going to be Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. After the women's tag titles went to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, looks a little bit closer to me that Bianca and Naomi are moving up the favorites chart, one more than the other. To me, it's Bianca Belair getting this match, winning this match, and moving on. Does anyone say otherwise to this?
Well, first and foremost, can we talk about the elephant in the room with this match is, so what's up with Jade? Does she come tonight on SmackDown? Is she showing up there? Does she show up after if Bianca or Naomi went? Like, what's the Jade of it all?
To me, Jade, if she shows up this weekend, shows up at the chamber, takes out Naomi. It was her. We built to Jade and Naomi potentially at WrestleMania or in some form of match. Bianca is absolved from this. She didn't do it. She's upset about it. Maybe it gets through later, but Bianca, Rhea, and then maybe we'll do Jade and Naomi because Naomi usurped Jade's spot as a women's tag champion.
How about you, Jeremy?
I think Bianca wins the chamber. I think they're going to just go boring, and they're going to go do Jade and Naomi against Liv and Raquel at WrestleMania. I don't think there's any deep turn or anything like that. I think it's just going to be, oh yeah, Liv and Raquel are the attackers. Ha ha ha, we did it.
What about Lash Legend?
I feel like she's a little.
I saw a tweet.
Not.
That was interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff, but when you're working towards casual mania, I don't think people are going to be like. I think you're going to get more who than you're going to get ooh.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I said all this because I just wanted to get this out on the platform. So here it is, and I apologize because it is definitely not the way that we were going. In an era where SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights, I thought that with this WrestleMania being in Vegas, I thought it would have been very cool if the attacker was Charlotte. There's Charlotte to come in and be like, yo, you think you're Wonder Woman? No. I'm Wonder Woman. And to put them on the strip on billboards, it's like Wonder Woman versus Wonder Woman. I was like, yo, that's megastar stuff. So we can get to the Bianca matchup. We can get to the Naomi matchup. We can get to that at SummerSlam. We can get to that to Money in the Bank when they announce that it's a 5-day event. Like when there's tickets that need to be sold for things. I was like, I really wanted to see Charlotte for Jade simply for the stare down that they can use in montages for years to come. Obviously, that's not the direction that they came in. To your point, you know, a lot of these scenarios are like, well, it seems a little obvious, and sometimes obvious is good. Naomi's had a lot of great matches, especially ones that she's had these past couple months with Nia Jax, in their chemistry. And I'm just glad that we're going to have an angle that's not involving the title that will be in a prime position with women, on this WrestleMania card. I just, you know me, man. I don't just get the appetizer. I get the appetizer sampler because I want to just spice it up a little bit. So I want a little sprinkle of something. So I don't get that sprinkle when it's Naomi and Jade, because that was like the assumption from the start. But we'll see how it plays out. But to answer the actual question, I think Bianca does win, and I think that Jade actually shows up probably. In theory, it should be SmackDown after Elimination Chamber, but I don't know if Bianca shows up at the Royal Rumble or at the Raw right after. I just think whenever there's going to be a moment where Bianca and Naomi are going to celebrate afterwards, and that's when Jade comes in and is like, hold up, actually go to the camera footage, do the homage to Shawn Michaels, do the 5.0 zoom in on Naomi's face, have the little target focus head on Naomi. And yeah, that's it.
They've had access to that footage for this long and they've never used it. It's a loading dock. I'm so upset. The odd woman out here is Alexa Bliss, because you can almost pair up everyone in some way, shape, or form. Bayley, Roxanne Perez, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley, Naomi potentially with Jade, Liv Morgan in a tag team match against who I don't know yet. Bliss is the only person that we're kind of uncertain as to where she slots in.
The Wyatt Six cost her. Granted, this has been all off camera. The like who's in charge thing, right? I don't know. I ain't messing around with that.
She might be the women's U.S. champion before all is said and done. To be perfectly frank, is she on Raw or SmackDown? She's on SmackDown. She did a thing.
She's on SmackDown.
Yeah, she wrestled on SmackDown.
Yeah. So if it could easily be that.
She's hot. I mean, listen, I think her meet and greet like sold out instantly. No, I don't think it sold out instantly, but they're toting her around as like it's a big deal. So I think she's going to be in a prime position. So we'll see.
Someone in the chat, of course, Alexa Bliss Gamer saying Bliss Cross versus Liv and Raquel. I don't hate it for the tag titles.
Putting Bliss and Liv in the like together. I was like, that's genius. I love that.
Could do it.
Crazy versus crazy. Let's go.
Let them all crazy it up. And there's the tag match, Tiffany and Trish versus Nia and Candice. Feels like Tiffany's going to win that, get the rub. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens looks like it's going to be a fun match. But as to what this plays into, I don't know, because they got to get to WrestleMania either with this feud or something similar. People have been talking about Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, but who knows? And Kevin Owens
Randy Orton.
Or Randy Orton. Yeah, the return of Randy Orton.
Well, the return of Randy Orton would imply that Kevin destroys Sami and is finally confronted by Randy, right?
Yeah, and then Sami gets Karrion Kross at WrestleMania. I don't hate it. I like Kross. Kross is working a Chris Bay benefit show coming up soon, so shout out.
I mean, but also he went viral. I know ESPN posted them with him breaking the bat. With the whole that movie trailer, that movie that he's in, like that looked phenomenal. And I know he tweeted out, he's like, hey, I know I've been getting support as of late because all the promos that he's been doing on Twitter. And like, shout out, man, that you got to swing, right? So whatever you're saying, whatever he is or he isn't, it isn't for a lack of trying. And I definitely, I don't think there's an argument that, listen, whatever happens, if it is Sami and Karrion, like, I'm looking forward to that a hell of a lot better, not just because it's Sami, than the Philly street fight thing they did with Lashley last year. That was completely throwaway. Let's get the celebrity involvement. There's a little bit of a story with this, if that's the path that they go towards.
Sorry, Jeremy, where's the Philly street fight?
In Philly, you big dumb bitch.
Thank you. Tonight, so do you want to add anything about the KO Sami stuff?
They're gonna do a hockey type fight. That's gonna roll.
They'll do the jersey thing.
Yeah.
One's gonna be they're gonna both be wearing
like Christian and
jerseys.
Copeland did a couple months ago. Or last year.
KO and Sami did it for the tag titles in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, I know you're saying wearing the hockey. Yeah, wearing this.
Wearing
the hockey stuff.
Yeah, they'll be wearing all the
That was an underrated match. That was a great match.
Best match I ever watched was Norman Smiley wearing Maple Leaf gear in a hardcore match at WCW Mayhem 1999. Nice. Oh, Scotiabank Arena hosts SmackDown tonight. Shinsuke Nakamura takes on LA Knight for the United States Championship. Yeah. And Chelsea Green's going to compete against everyone who hates her. So that'll be a long line. It's going to be a gauntlet match, I'm sure. Nothing's official. And Trish Stratus will be there. So there's that. Hooray.
Yeah.
We have what is this? Why did that pop up? Sorry. Ryan, I'm sent a super chat. Is there a possibility that in either chamber match, they do a thing like they did with Jericho or Lashley, like they get taken out, but not actually lose in the match? I've said this before. I do not want them to do any tomfoolery where someone jumps and slips into the cage or they take someone up before they get in. Just make it play straight.
Why not?
No, they've done it before. They've done it recently. It's just
last year was Styles.
They did it with Logan Paul.
Done it.
Like don't do it again.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, take a break from that. Don't jump anybody. Let them have the match the way it's supposed to go.
Women should do it.
What, with Jade jumping somebody or Alexa Bliss having a moment? What do you think?
Yeah, Jade coming in there. Something different. Something different for the women.
I think it's more likely Jade plays the coy, I'm coming back and I know who did this type of thing, rather than hot fire
crazy because she knows and just destroying.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different play if it was like, I missed WrestleMania because of you, but now it's in service of building a match. So psychology standpoint, it's like, I'm going to beat your ass on the grandest stage, not you made me miss WrestleMania, I'm going to kick your ass for the next 6 months.
Well, to your point, because if they did play it like that, then that's when I want it to be Bianca. Because it's like, I'm going to beat your ass. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you can't just beat Bianca's ass, though. Because you guys are, again, back to the Wonder Woman thing. Y'all both Wonder Woman. So, like, that's a formidable comparison compared to most of the roster, visually at least.
And on Collision, you're going to have Garcia and Cole for the TNT title.
Adam Cole's winning the title. That's my prediction.
Adam Cole. Yeah, I can see that, baby. FTR take on Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. And we'll hear from Kenny Omega before we're out of time.
Let's go.
And if you go to the show, Mystico will be there because, of course, if you're anywhere in the west or south of the United States, Mystico will appear. He's
MLW champion Mystico.
That's right, MLW champion.
If you heard me go, I did that because it's just disappointing to have the title change with Garcia and Cole. Just like there's been a lack of focus when it comes to the TNT Championship. Garcia. Shout out to Daniel Garcia though, reclaiming the yellow and red tights though. From Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, especially you're talking about two guys that can go. So dude, I can't do this show. You be searching through tabs for no reason.
No, I'm keeping up.
He keeps looking at this WWE shop tab. Like, are you gonna buy this?
No, stop it.
Let's just close up.
Stop
the
it.
tab,
It's it's all my socials. And then checking in on my kid.
I'm in your home. I'm sorry.
No, it's all
right. Use your computer.
Just close your eyes when you talk.
All right. Hey,
Joel, before we leave, we do have a very important question.
I thought this was going live until Elimination Chamber kickoff.
No, we're definitely not going.
Is this the Raw sidecast on Twitch?
Yeah, I have food coming soon. I gotta eat.
I'm just not sad enough.
I also have to
eat some.
Just behind the scenes. I do feel like I need to poop, but I'm not gonna poop in your house.
We got two bathrooms.
Is there a bathroom?
We
got two bathrooms.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's one in the front. There's one in the.
Sean Ross Sapp.
Trust me, it ain't Sean paying these rents. Otherwise, I'd be on the show 5 days a week.
Let me get a little show. Hold on. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Were you just because I know this is intriguing as you're about to eat? Me talking about me needing to go poop. What did you order? What'd you order?
I can't say because it's a surprise for the wife and she watches the show, so I refuse to.
Oh, look at you! Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I see. Is it payday for you? Let me get to your business.
That was yesterday.
it hits you on Thursday.
That was yesterday.
That's the best. But when it hits Thursday, sometimes like a Thursday 4 p.m. You're like, where'd this money come from? Oh, my jacket. And well, you know what? Shout out to you because we are 2 weeks past Valentine's Day, and you're like, no, the surprise and the love continues. You know what I'm saying? Let me hook up Bay with some lunch before she gets her dessert. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. I love that.
We're gonna watch Love Is Blind and eat some food, and then I might eat some food.
Sounds hot.
You were gonna ask me something before we sidetracked that hard.
It's pretty hard.
Joel, you watched Dynamite allegedly.
The
MJF tattoo. We did an investigation yesterday.
You did. I saw. Yeah. I didn't see the investigation. I saw that you had done one.
Okay. I think it's green screen that he was there. I don't think that was him, like in an office. I feel this was very green screen. Could you notice the frames being different in the background? Like, what do you think here?
I think he was legitimately in a place of skin rejuvenation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was getting anything removed. And
the tattoo is fake to begin with.
No, I hate that one. I think he actually has that tattoo. I don't think he's gotten it removed. I think more likely he just doesn't he wear high boots anyway?
Yeah,
they're on his calf. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna be checking for that. Then Revolution's gonna come around. No, everyone's gonna be like, "Where's the tattoo? Does he have a tattoo? Is it on his ankle?" You're not gonna see it. It doesn't matter.
If he wins, I'll be very. I'll walk around the press conference room while he's talking, trying to get some angles.
It's another person's leg. Someone says, and it very well possibly was. They used a stand-in. I don't think he was actually getting anything removed. I think it was just for the story. That tattoo is still very much on his ankle, as I would venture a guess to say.
Do you have wet wipes here?
Yeah, several.
I
have a child.
You have a child. Yeah, I was just about to say you have a kid, so you come prepared. I don't
know,
bro.
There's a bag on this bed.
There's bad parents out here.
That's true. We're not bad parents. It's all good. All right. That's it. Do we have anything else to cover before we get on out of here? Christopher Daniels, you got to watch for when that red light comes on. I know your face was all red, but damn it,
why do you have to do that? Why can't you just do other stuff to make it appear that you're bleeding?
Well, no, because the idea is that if he wasn't gigging himself. Some people were thinking he was getting last minute with the gig. It's if you punch yourself while you're bleeding like that, it helps it flow more. I'm explaining for some of the people at home. So I think he was like, let me get one good, last shot in. But I think that's on production and that's on CD to know that it's coming and they shouldn't have shot that.
Yeah,
that was a bad cut.
If it's coming, make it like a movie and just have the blood on. Dude, that shouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? It should be an issue.
I hear you. It shouldn't have been a thing, but
it's like if this show started right and it had to start at 10 o'clock, and you rush the show while Jeremy's using the bathroom so that he comes in the frame a half second after the show starts, or you could have just waited 10 seconds, waited till he sat down, and we started the show. You know what I'm saying? It's small stuff like that. Bro, what does Tony Khan say? We're always in a fight for our lives. And rightfully so, man. People love to talk shit about you guys. You guys are on a run right now. Again, that Revolution card is incredible. The shows have been fantastic. The in-ring work has been cool. You guys have had moments that you can use for years to come, like Adam Copeland in Australia in that opening. So, this little shit, it's just annoying. And whatever, it's live television. Shit happens, okay? And rightfully, to your point, he was just trying to make it look more intense. I was just like, this is an unnecessary error that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
So it just makes it a little frustrating. This is some silly shit.
Yeah, they're just closing the loop on it. They can get away with it right now because the TV's been good, the stories have been good, but it doesn't always stay that way. So it's little things that they continue to have to sew up to make things even better so that people don't get to hate on it so much and make grifter thumbnails, fake ones like I do, and then people are just like, it all hates AEW. Well, here I am praising them, so here we go. Jeremy, anything to plug? We got to get out of here, so let's give Jeremy.
Hate AEW, Joel.
Don't tell them that way when I apply for jobs with them, they're not going to hire me.
My food is apparently running behind anyway, so
perfect.
They're being lame.
They're running from the grind.
Yeah, I placed this order, so arrives between 12:15 and 12:30, and here it is 12:30, and it still says we're preparing
pre-order action.
Yeah.
Dude, what a king, bro! Not even just last minute. No, he knew in his mind.
Now the update is 12:39 to 12:45, so it should be here. Sure.
Yeah, but I'm getting hungry now, so here we are.
Okay.
What are we getting?
No, there's nothing to plug. There's never anything to plug. We're apparently on main channel on Monday, so
10:30 start on Monday.
10:30. You're gonna have to tell me that on
nationwide. It will be 10:30 nationwide, so that's including the West Coast. No, it's not. It will be 7:30 on the West Coast. But it is Friday. Do you have your gimmick?
Yeah, always, Joel. Always.
All right. Well, you want to push?
Not much longer actually. There's not a whole lot left. So
I think we're getting to the end of it.
Yeah, for WrestleMania season, I might need someone to help a brother out, hook a brother up.
Oh, by the way, because we said no Momo, turns out Momo at Revolution.
Well, yeah, that was
I know, expected. I just like that I got to do the no Momo.
Okay.
Now we have Momo.
All right, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Collect your souls.
Mana, the final boss. And here we go. This is how good up on him. God damn, that's good shit.
And here we go. Damn, that's good shit. I should just finish it. There's like...
Thought you were going to.
No, finish it.
Finish
Make that
it.
lunch better if you know what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
So we're done, everybody. We finished off the mana. Most of this was during the Christmas show.
Jesus, Jeremy, fucking
legend.
We need more.
Deviant.
Get him.
We need more.
Get him some more. Get Jeremy some more. Adrian, plug away, please. You've been doing it throughout, but now we got the floor to you.
Yeah, 100%. You follow me on Twitter at Adrian Radio 93, Heavyweight Radio on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, youtube.com/Adrian CLE or search Unlikely with Adrian Hernandez. A interview with Carlito will be dropping on Tuesday, and on Wednesday filming a major interview, a really, 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 really major interview that I'm excited about. I'm based in Las Vegas as we're on the road to WrestleMania. Hopefully we'll have some big names as well joining us along that. But yeah, man, Unlikely with Adrian Hernandez is the brand, and a salute to those who've checked us out before in the past, because you have a plethora of options. So we appreciate the time and support. So yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me in your home with the robots, everything, wet wipes, 2 bathrooms, the view of Toronto. This guy lives about a block away right now. I'm looking at a Staples, and just to know
there's a Best Buy there too.
There's a where? Stop playing with me.
That's a Best Buy.
You're a block away from a Best Buy, a Home Depot, and a Staples, and I think I passed an Arby's on the way here. Just to know, as a friend, Joe,
don't dox me, by the way. Don't dox me.
Don't worry. The GPS takes you to some place where you can't get in. You're fine.
I'm sure all over the place, but just to know that these places in the
you suck. People are gonna show up at my door.
AEW fans, they now know where to go. Know that
all 12 of them.
To know that all these things are so close to you if needed, it brings comfort to me. It just does.
I love living in an area that has a lot to offer. So
it does. And you guys also, a couple things too. I know we're supposed to leave. This place, A&W.
Hell yeah.
I don't drink coffee. Before I got here, I wanted to get a Coke. So I always, whenever I order soda, I say light ice. It's like we don't have ice.
That's just
does that mean?
That's just A&W not having ice in their machine that morning.
Oh, okay, that's not.
I think that's all it is. Yeah.
When we went, they didn't have buns. They didn't have hot dog buns. Like what? They don't have hot dog buns.
I was confused. They do paper straws.
Don't give anyone my address. Stay out.
We didn't say you were 5 blocks away from an AEW, Joel.
I just named 10. First off, I named like 4 stores, right? But like you have shopping centers. You are just
I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you a story afterwards about how we got this place. It's a good place. People are gonna party at my place. Good luck getting past security. Here we go. We're back.
You have security a garage. Let me stop.
Shut up. We're back on Monday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. To talk about Elimination Chamber.
10:30? This is the first I'm hearing of this.
This is the first you're hearing of it. Main channel over on youtube.com/Fightful. We'll talk about Elimination Chamber. Will I go to the show? Who knows? Game time decision, aka we'll see if WWE wants to let me come. And tonight too, we'll see. They're edging me. Who knows? We'll deal with it when we get there. For Adrian Hernandez, for Jeremy Lambert, I am at Joel Pearl. Go follow us all or don't. Go watch all the wrestling or don't. Enjoy your weekend. That's the most important part. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
2 robots around here.
Go on now.